Hello, everyone. Welcome to Ball State University. We're doing a little bit something different, something we haven't done before. My name is Carlos Carcelli, aka Bimini.
I'm Lucas, aka iLucky.
And we have a bunch of people on the couch, and the thing we're going to be doing, we're showcasing some games that students have actually made at Ball State University for quite some time. You got like 3 semesters?
Yeah.
3 semesters. So we're going to actually have 3 games to showcase. We're going to be starting off with I'm going to forget the names of them so fast, but Milky Way
Market.
Milky Way Market, thank you. But just to give a little bit of preface, these students have been working on these projects for quite a bit of time. For people that don't know Ball State University, we do a lot with our students. They make sure we actually get them that real world experience that they do all the time. I give tours here, that's what I always say, and it's great to actually showcase it. If you guys are a Ball State student and you guys want to actually try out these games at any point, the center is open up right now. It'll be open for 3 hours with all the games showcased today going to be on the computers. If you guys want to check them out, feel free to. But if you guys can just introduce yourself and introduce what game you made.
Hi, I'm Zach McGrath. I am the director of Milky Way Market.
Hello, I am Brooke Wright, and I am the technical lead for Milky Way Market.
Hello, I'm Peter Stalker, and I served as the art director.
I am Evan Ware. I am the audio director for Milky Way Market.
So kind of explain what type of game did you guys make, and what's the goal, and what kind of genre is it under?
Our game is a couch multiplayer, competitive, split screen. You're a UFO and you're trying to get abduct more cows than your friends. Okay, perfect. And what was kind of like the idea? I know one of the developers is one of my roommates, and he's been talking about it for quite a bit. And he didn't want to show it to me. But whatever.
You don't sound salty about that at all.
Not at all. I totally didn't say I could help play test it, and he never did. But whatever. But what was kind of the premise? Why did you come up with like a couch style multiplayer type game?
It was originally an idea that Peter had. And back pre-production second semester last year, he told me about this idea and we prototyped it. And then I thought it was such a good idea, so me and Peter decided to make that be our project for pre-production.
Okay, awesome. If you want to showcase the game, we have Xbox controllers right here. If you guys want to showcase exactly what this game is about, I'll happily take that.
How lucky are we? We get to watch the creators play the game.
Yeah, we get to see it.
I feel like that's pretty nice.
Yeah, have you? I know you've been going around testing all these games and everything.
I did not get around to this one, unfortunately.
Okay, that's what I thought.
I've been seeing people playing it on the TV though. It looks very cool.
Yeah, I haven't had time to. I've been setting all this up, making sure this is looking pretty. But you guys go ahead, showcase exactly what's going on here. And I've been looking. This is one of the I love personally like couch multiplayer type games, and everything. And this one really speaks to me.
You think some of the most popular games right now are Jackbox, Overcooked,
Mario Kart.
So those games you can just like sit down with your friends and just have a good time. And this one, no exception to those.
Yeah, exactly. again, it's really great that
Look how focused they are. they need to beat each other.
yeah, this is a speak to like who's the best out of game developers, which I think is just gonna be a really fun time to see who played this the most and who learned all the secret tech behind it.
Which one of them put a secret little cheat in the code that they were gonna exploit?
Put a debug menu. But again, if you guys want to check out these games, they're all available to you at Ball State Esports Center at Robert Bell 134. All of them free to check out, and also on our YouTube channel, we do have all the links to the actual games, and we have provided the links in the Twitch chat. So if you also have if you guys have any questions from the Twitch chat about game development or anything about this game, or download anything, ask it here, and I'll ask the developers while they're playing and showcasing their whole game. I currently don't know who's winning.
So I've gotten a gist of it. So bottom left is in the lead with 3 full milk bottles. You collect a cow and you get, I think, a 1/5 of a milk bottle, and that is the number that's shown.
Oh, okay.
So you need 5 cows for 1 full milk bottle. Now bottom left has 4. Okay, so he collected 20 cows. 4 times 5 is that 4 milk bottles I was talking about. So player 3 that's first round. That's round 1. Gotcha. Okay.
How many rounds are there?
4.
There are 4 rounds.
Okay.
I think the big thing on the screen tells us that, Carlos. Yeah. So I assume, does this round get harder? Are there like more things you have to avoid?
As each round goes on, the first round you have the enemy of the farmer's wife, and the farmer's wife has a shotgun. And
Wait, what?
And
Oh, is that what that is?
Yeah. When you get shot, you lose cows.
Okay.
Second round, the police show up. Third round, the military. And last round, the men in black.
Okay.
I like that concept a lot. I really do, actually. That's fun.
The legally distinct Men in Black.
Oh, okay. So not the same Men.
I see.
It's a conspiracy theory, Men in Black, not the movies.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
This is not the things that have been copywritten by Universal. Not those things.
Man, I actually said this to some of you guys. I was like, man, I need to download this on my computer immediately because I love doing couch games like this, and I think this fit just right in. So
you're the king at weird, like unknown couch games from like 2005 PS2. Like he has a skiing on like
yeah, that's what we did 24-hour stream. Yeah. You know what? That's what I should have thrown in. Is we should throw one of these games in next year for random 100%. Games.
You still all 3 in. Definitely this one. This is a great multiplayer.
But actually, a question from Dan, the director of Esports. Is there anything you would have added if you had more time?
There's a whole lot. We had like different abduction methods, so you'd have anything from like fishing rods to harpoon guns to abduct cows, vacuum cleaners, and we'd also have weapons that you can use to attack the other UFOs and the enemies.
Okay.
So who is player 3?
Who's winning?
Oh, wow, he's dominating while telling us how to play. That's crazy.
Now who's player 2? Okay. Oh man.
Here we go. Okay, so now we have the U.S. military.
Oh, you can see him already.
Yeah, we have the military in their trucks and 2 tanks.
Oh no.
Yeah, that is a big oh no.
This poor farm though. Like honestly.
The milk's deserved. The cows deserved it.
Wait, what?
We all feel for the farmer, definitely.
the farmer with the shotgun.
The farmer doesn't even have a weapon. He's just running around yelling at you.
Now that picture makes a lot more sense.
Oh,
they sent me
farmer.
screenshots to put up there, and I picked that one because I thought it was really funny.
Yeah, that one
I had no idea the context until they told me now.
Yeah, you kind of can't see it. It's a wife's farmer, shotgun in the hand, cigarette in the mouth. The farmer is much shorter than her, jumping in joy, arms raised in a V. Just absolutely hysterical photo. I do like it a lot.
Oh man, it is. In this, I like this game's art style. It's very cartoony. I love. Who is the main person behind like the whole art style? Art director. Okay.
Yeah. So most of the inspiration really came from like classic sci-fi films.
Okay.
And I even got like this sci-fi art book off of like Amazon. I'm like, we need to use this for some reference, and we tried to blend that with sort of like a low poly, like cartoonish animated like 3D art style.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Very cool.
Very interesting. And how many people on your team were working on this game at once?
We have 14 people on our team.
14.
Wow.
Wow.
The biggest of the 3 projects.
Wow.
Oh,
that is
the
impressive.
biggest. Oh, okay.
Yeah. I love when designers and like artists and stuff that like all across the arts, like musical artists, game designers, go to like external resources and use that creativity to kind of like make it their own. Like, you know, looking at outside resources, taking, you know, the great content that's already out there and changing it, morphing it, and putting their own invention and like innovation in it.
Yeah, the fun thing is, well, in my high school, I went to a small little indie showcase at like Columbus. I think it was called GDEX. And there was a party game that I ran into that I recently loved, and this is something I would probably, if I was there at that moment, saw this, I would 100% wishlist it, wait for it to come out and play it like immediately. And that's what I did with that game, and that game was awesome. So this like reminds me just of that. And I love looking at game design like this and everything, always seeing behind the scenes. And just looking at it, it looks super fun. Probably me and Lucas will have to try after this. Yeah. While you guys talk more about like your game development. Well, right now you guys are currently trying to beat each other out and see who's the true game dev.
Oh, they're fighting for the same cow! Bottom right got it in the end.
Just Melody's asking in chat. Just a reminder, how'd you guys come up with the concept of this game again? Sorry, we're distracting you.
I'll try to make a long story short. I was fascinated with this just trope of like UFOs abducting cows. Like I thought it was just hilarious. And I originally came up with, like back in high school, this idea of like a short animated film of it. And so when we were coming up with game ideas and doing prototypes last year, I was like, you know what, I kind of want to revisit this idea. I feel like it could really be made into something. So I came to Zach and I'm like, I'm gonna make a prototype of a UFO abducting a cow.
They tied on 59 cows.
Good job,
That
guys.
is insane.
Good job.
That is insane.
Good game.
Wow. Have you guys ever had a draw?
No, I know.
Okay.
But yeah, so I prototyped it with Zach, and Zach's like, "This, I can't stop thinking about this. Like, we need to move forward with this." And we talked with some other classmates. We got Evan on board and a couple other team members, and eventually worked on this in pre-production. So yeah, that's how it kind of originally started. So.
And also with something I was thinking of, like, what was the hardest thing when making this? What was the hardest thing you guys had like as like a roadblock?
You got one?
So the original first semester, it was just 4 people, and they made it all from scratch in Unreal. And then whenever the 14 people all decided to come in for the next 2 semesters, we had to rebuild it entirely from scratch.
Really?
So I think that was one of our biggest things, is figuring out, okay, we have this thing, and we can visually see how it works. How do we make it work? And how do we make it not bad?
I very much like agree with that as well. Just the transition of it has an adjustment period. It's difficult to deal with that. And then also, as someone who's been working on this project from day one, trying to introduce this idea to new people coming on board and trying to share that vision with them and show them like this is what the idea is. So yeah, there's been quite a few roadblocks, but that's one that definitely sticks out to me. So.
Unless you have something else to add to that. But one thing that one of the people in the back room's asking, what's the biggest lesson you guys learned when working on this project?
For me personally, it's definitely been. I mean, so we're one of the largest teams, and we got 14 people, and that is difficult in its own to work with that many people on a team. But just learning to work with people of different disciplines and skill sets, and like that has just been so rewarding, especially because like that's an experience that I can take with me going out into the industry and being able to work with people that I'm not familiar with, that they have different skills than I do, and being able to come together to make like a final product.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, and sometimes agreeing on things isn't always as easy as it seems, you know.
Oh yeah, we've had our discussions about ideas with the game, but I believe 7 of the people on our team are animation majors, 6 are computer science, and then we have our 1 music production major.
Nice.
Carrying the whole boat.
Yeah, very much a good learning experience working with how different people work in a more technical side versus the more artistic side. Learning how to blend that together.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been a blast making it.
Yeah, and one thing, kind of talking about like probably your futures in game design. What's like another concept you might have right now that you might be thinking about, like you might want to tackle after tackling something like a couch multiplayer, if you have one?
What do you say?
Wait, what do you say?
There's this really bad game idea. I don't know who came up with it.
Let's hear it.
It was back in pre-production. We came up with an idea we'd call mouth person shooter. It's from the perspective of inside of a mouth. And so
I like it.
And you're trying to vomit
Oh my gosh.
into other people's mouths. But you can close your mouth, but then you can't see.
What?
I see a next esport title here. I see another esport title here.
Coming soon to varsity.
Yeah.
Mouth person shooter.
I'm for sure gonna be making it. That's a guarantee.
Oh my! Here, if we want to, we'll run up another one. If we lose,
Oh yeah, let's try it out. I will be terrible.
Oh yeah, as none of us have played this quarter.
Grab a robot that isn't one.
Yeah, that's fine. You know what? I'll make it work. This is gonna be the most awkward playing angle I've ever had.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even see that. Yeah.
Oh, okay, sweet.
So what are the controls?
Oh, does it? Okay, don't use this remote.
Oh no, I'm gonna say I'll deal with it. I don't care.
I'm
dealt with broken controls.
What are the controls?
I do.
You have menu control.
Okay. Okay, we can. Okay,
it's just us two.
Cool.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, perfect.
So is it RT to go, or no? I'm too much into racing games.
So left stick is movement and camera control. Right stick is dashing. You can hit into each other to knock out cows.
Okay.
And then
my.
is a toggle button to turn on your abduction beam.
Toggle,
and once it's on and you're locked on a cow, you spam the triggers.
Oh, okay. I see.
That's a cool mechanic. I really like that mechanic.
Oh
Okay.
man. One question that Twitch chat is having while I'm trying to figure out how to pick up a cast.
Yeah.
You took it from me.
In today's episode, this is how you ruin your triggers on your controller.
Did my controller just disconnect? One thing I'm not faulting the game for the controller.
Like okay, and you move slower.
But how is this game distributed and when is it released? But I'm pretty sure
we released it like an hour or two ago on itch.io for free. Yeah, you can download it now on itch.io. Milky Way Market.itch.io.
I think my controller's bugged. It's not even working.
Not?
I think you're bad, actually.
You know, it's
my
fine.
gosh, I got shot by a shotgun.
We can make this work.
I believe that's a skill issue.
That is definitely a skill issue.
Listen, okay.
Okay.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, wait,
I'm back in it.
Power up. What does this do?
So what you just briefly witnessed is what we call the Beyblade bug, where
Wait, I'm sorry, huh?
where sometimes when you pick up a cow, the entire UFO will wig out and just start going to places.
Where's a cow?
And we chose to leave it in because we think it's really funny.
Come on!
Zero! What are we doing?
I was dealing with controller problems, not because of them.
You could always see cows in the distance. They are highlighted through buildings and stuff.
I see.
Okay, smart.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. Oh.
That dash is powerful.
The current world record for a game is 199
My
cows.
cow.
No, what? No. How did
Really?
That is on single player. You can only get to that on single player. As far as
what about multiplayer?
Multiplayer, I have no idea.
Okay, so dash is on a cooldown, right? It seems.
Yeah.
Okay.
The abduction beam, or the ring around the UFO indicates your dash ability and when it's ready.
Okay.
So when it's green, it's able to be used, and then when you dash, you can see it goes away and it starts to light up.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, you guys thought of everything. Holy.
Well, it's called playtesting.
I was about to say, you probably had some ideas you probably had to scrap.
Oh, definitely. I mean, one of the prominent ones is we always wanted to do like. Originally, we wanted to use the milk as currency to buy cosmetics.
Oh.
And so we came up with like all kinds of different ideas. Like, oh, what if we did like a sombrero, like UFO, and it had like all kinds of different effects you could put on it. So.
Okay.
Wait, why am I just bad at this game?
Are you planning to like add like more, like to this game, or is this like the final version?
Well, me and Peter are gonna go and start from scratch and make with the full scope of what we want. And Evan's gonna be helping us with music and stuff.
Leaving out Evan, man. Oh. See, now that I got a controller that works, I'm doing better.
But another thing that we couldn't get in the game was special events. We wanted to have to add variety every time you played, we'd have things like. Well, we have one special event that's in the game. There's a 1 in 1,000 chance of it spawning. It's the chocolate cow. We've seen it once today.
Okay.
Really?
Different setup over there. And it is a golden glowing cow.
No!
And it does not give you any more milk than the other cows.
So it's just a special variant.
It just looks really enticing. Yeah, it's an
Okay.
Easter egg. But we wanted to have stuff like a Godzilla cow come in if we had a city map. And then
Oh, I got shot.
oh yeah, Mothership have the Xbox kid. That's
Xbox
probably
kid?
one of the ideas we're laughing at the most. We'd have another UFO that isn't one of the players just come in and start playing and like
Oh, that's so
annoyingly
nice.
dashing into you and
Oh,
have like a
that's-
screecher kid with a Xbox chat like
Oh.
voice chat notification. with it.
I'm thinking of that, but I'm also thinking like Rocket League quick chats. Like,
Yeah.
what a save. You keep bumping into me.
Yeah, you're welcome.
There's tanks. Oh, God.
Yeah, there are. Oh wait, that's the. Wait, I just abducted a man, I think. Wait, am I allowed to abduct them?
Yeah, you can abduct the enemies and you can explode the vehicles by knocking them over.
Where's the cow?
Wait, this
there they
mechanic
are.
is great. Wait, I don't even want to click cows anymore.
Yes, the door's open. The door is open. Oh.
Oh my god, I lost the lead, but it doesn't matter because I just blew up 2 tanks.
No. Give me more. Give me more. Give me more. Give me more. Give me more.
Yeah, come here, tank. Oh, my beam's not on. Oh. Oh, wait, does this guy? Okay. That guy doesn't
Am I
go.
the lead? Yes!
But how many tanks did you blow up?
So, someone asked. Sorry, I'm getting distracted from being focused. How many all-nighters went into this?
As far as I know, none.
Really?
But I can't speak for Zach. He tends to stay in the studio.
Oh yeah. There was many times last semester where I'm like on my way back from classes, and then I'm passing the lab. I'm like, oh, there's this one thing that I wanted to tweak, and then 5 hours later, I'm like, oh, I haven't eaten dinner.
Understandable.
Got that like just really want to work on stuff. I get
Yeah.
that feeling. It's like you want.
This is one of the few like artistic projects that I've worked on that I've not gotten any burnout from. I've always
Really?
wanted to go back and keep on working
That's
on it.
awesome. Because I know burnout's very prevalent in like, especially like the game development. See this house on the roof. What is happening? What? Can I even get up there?
If you go around to the other side of the barn,
Oh, okay.
there's a little roof that you might be able to float up on.
Oh, okay. How did this happen? No, oh my. I'm struggling over here.
You're ruining their party, honestly.
Well, too bad. I want their milk.
Based.
What the heck? I'm getting bullied. Okay.
Oh, hello, cow.
I'm also trying to read like
Oh,
the Twitch
Beyblade,
chat while also
Beyblade,
trying to.
Beyblade!
Oh.
Oh, no,
Can I not pick up a cow? Pick him up.
Do you see why we left it in?
yeah, this is insane.
This cow does not want to be picked up. I am
Hold up.
actually getting bullied.
3, 2, 1, let it rip.
No!
How did I win in Beyblade?
Come on.
So you get for beating in Mario Kart.
I still have to rematch in that. But some of the questions I've been asking while I'm getting lost into the getting shot and everything. Was this the original concept, or was there a lot of iterations that you had to change up like on the fly?
I mean, yeah, there definitely were a lot of iterations, and particularly like the menus because this was very much based off of like inspired by classic sci-fi movies. The original idea of the main menu was like you're going into a movie theater, and then
Okay.
like you would, if we had more maps, each like movie poster would be a different map that you'd like a level select. And so the main menu was based around this movie poster idea.
Okay.
And it just didn't communicate well. People weren't seeing that vision. So we're like, okay, we're going to push far more into the farm aesthetic of it. And the main menu is now going to be like this 3D environment. Like you see the game before you get into it, so to speak. So
Gotcha.
that's one of the major changes that has been made throughout the process.
Okay.
Wait, did you guys voice the characters?
So
I'm seeing that in the
So
credits
actually
right
getting
now.
into our next question, what was each person's contribution to the game? Like who did what on your team?
Can you give us a
I know that's gonna be a lot, but
Can you give us a speed boost?
Speed boost. Well, a lot of people touch. I know at least I touched pretty much every part of the game. A lot of people did. It's very much a blend of a lot of everybody. But with voices in particular, I voice most of the things in the game. I'm the announcer. I'm the cows. I'm the
You're
farmer.
the cows? Excuse me?
Give us a move.
That is pretty good. That's pretty good. Hey, that's pretty good.
I'm also one of the police officer and military and Men in Black lines as well as Trey and yeah.
Yeah, we have a ton of different voices and sound effects. However, probably 80% of them are Zach. I think you sent in a picture that we have of him actually mooing in the studio.
I don't know if they sent that picture to me. I'm gonna check on Discord. And
there's some other ones of him doing like the farmer voice as well. But for some of the other voices,
they have a microphone. It's hard to see, but this is like their setup, like a microphone and everying.
For some of the other voices, we have some other people on the team, including me, Trey Scott. For the farmer's wife, we have Maya. Let's see.
We even had our friend Evan Kaiser.
Yeah, he's actually another game dev student below us. Evan Kaiser was, I believe, the cop in the military.
Okay.
So we just have a bunch of stuff. I mean, we've been in the studios. I have access to recording studios. We were in there for probably, I don't even know, 12 hours total recording lines over a span of a couple days. But there's a ton of different, just honestly funny sound effects of all the different characters.
I'm curious, who voiced the farmer's wife?
That was Maya. She's somewhere. But yeah, I didn't think I was up to the task for the farmer's wife.
I kind of wanted to hear your impression of it.
Yeah.
Was that just like a decision? It's like, who wants to voice this? And then you just kind of were like, whatever.
Well, Evan originally, yeah.
Yeah, so originally the farmer, we started with just the farmer, and it was just Zach did the best voice for it. And then going off of that, we were already in the studio, so I said, hey, let's get some cows too. Going from there, adding in the different enemies one by one, it was figuring out who was just available to do it, but also who could fill the role. So, and it just so happened that Zach was very, very good at voice acting. And then Maya as well for the farmer's wife, and then just for the other voice actors, me, Trey, Evan Kaiser. It was just getting some more variation in it so that Zach wasn't every single voice. But no, a lot of it was just who's available and who fits the role the best.
Gotcha. Okay. And one person's asked specifically, what does the technical lead actually do?
So I was assigned technical lead, like kind of halfway through, but it was kind of just my job to, like how the art director, he says, this art is good or this art is bad. My job was to say, we could write that better, or coming up with like alternative solutions. Or like I asked someone what they're doing, and I'm like, what if we did it this way instead of the really complex way? And they're like, oh, yeah. Sometimes, a lot of times in computer science, you just need a second person to say, why are you doing that? And that was kind of my job.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
It was around halfway through production when we started to have more of a hierarchy structure. I was always throughout production the director of the game, but we didn't have art director, tech lead, music director. So once we got that in place, it got the game and the communication became a lot more organized, because rather than having to talk to each individual person to make sure that the game's cohesive, I could talk to my directors and leads. And so that simplified things a lot.
When a pyramid scheme actually works.
I'll also add on to like sort of the role of directors and leads, and this could be very similar with technical lead, but just sort of the idea of one person kind of controlling uniformity, because like we've had like 7-8 artists touch this game, but the whole goal is to make it look like it's one person, one artist. And so a lot of what I was doing is seeing the art that many people were making and trying to all tell them, guide them into making it all look relatively the same to each other. So.
So I know Trey sent me photos of stuff, and actually we just got it pulled up. I know I just know the back room got it pulled up. Yeah, there's some of the stuff that you guys worked on.
I compiled together all of our cow concept art. I believe near the bottom left is one of the ones that we based our cow model after. It was Maya who did those sketches, and then turned her sketches into a model. There was the recording studio where I was mooing for half an hour with like 6 microphones in front of me. What a time.
And I assume this is most likely the whole team.
This is the whole team.
I will say someone in chat saying the cows look cute.
Why, thank you. I will tell the truth about that previous photo. Peter's photoshopped into that one.
Wait, put it back up.
Wait.
I wasn't there that day. He wasn't there that day.
Wait,
That's
where?
pretty well done.
Oh, wow.
He's in the, wait, how did you guys leave a gap for him?
Yeah.
No way. That's crazy.
That looks natural. Wow.
For our alpha presentation, like we wanted to have the whole team be in the photo, but Peter wasn't there the day we were taking the photo. And so we're like, we'll just leave room for him and we'll Photoshop him in later. And then the next class, we had someone go out in the hall and like position him in the right spot. So, we'd have the same
so you
lighting.
even matched it. Okay, I'm about to say you didn't just take a random photo of him. You just actually like matched the lighting and put him in. Okay, that's pretty clever. That's pretty clever. One thing someone's asking, was there anything that you guys weren't able to like include into your game that was out of the scope, like due to like time or just something you couldn't do in time or anything?
One thing that we were really striving for was cutscenes to sort of show, like, not to just have the instructions be on those little UI things, but to actually show people you can dash into each other, you can abduct the farmer, you're supposed to abduct cows, the da-da-da-da-da. But we just ran out of time.
Yeah,
we couldn't, we had to figure out other ways to tell people how to do. And this opening cutscene is one of the ways that we're doing it, is that we show that there are little guys.
Yeah, so can we pull that up real quick? Can we just pull up the game real quick just so we can can you guys explain it once they production? There it is. Like kind of explain like what were you kind of incorporating with this?
Well, we for sure wanted, because through playtesting, we noticed that players weren't dashing into each other, which makes them lose cows. So we wanted to be sure to have that visible. So if you see the UFO coming right now, got hit, and then you steal the cow from it. We wanted players to know that you can do that and you can steal cows from each other to add more player interaction into the game. Because that's where the fun comes from.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, this guy was doing it to me.
Look at the background. Wait for it. He'll come up on the left.
Which controller is it?
There's UFOs attacking
That's a good
me.
question.
Help.
We have a I think it's this one. We have a couple different angles. Let's see. Settings, we get a bird's eye view of the whole scene. We have a tank chasing the UFO. Top right corner, we have UFO just abducting cows. We have the farmer running around, the police cars drifting around.
Okay. I do love like when games do like this 3D element. When I actually first saw this menu and first like launched this game for the setup, it got remind me of like a game called Wobbly Life that does the exact same way of what you're doing, all like goofy stuff, like exact same thing. And that's one thing I really like with like this menu design. It makes it really stand out in my eyes.
Thank you.
Another quick thing that I say 80% in was actually online multiplayer. But it got down to, I think it was the alpha presentation, that it just wasn't feasible at the time. But that's still something that is a bit of a sting, especially for like a game that's only on PC. Because getting 4 people to crowd around 4 remotes, 4 people to crowd around one PC is a bit difficult. So having that online connectivity would have been fantastic, but it was just
Would you take your free time and try to incorporate it and like add it as a patch?
No. Online is a nightmare. That's one of the reasons that we couldn't get it.
I bet.
We're learning.
I've seen some people try to incorporate it, and I know one person, I forget who it was, they incorporated it, and the way they did it, if you went into the online lobby, you couldn't back out. You could only close the game, and also it was its own separate client. So so the original game doesn't work anymore. Only the online does. So I know it's a struggle. That's why I just want to ask if you guys were like close to it or whatever. But it's obviously Unreal Engine and stuff like that. Very hard to get clients synced up and everything.
Yeah, we had to do the research and make the decision early on in order to not waste time investing time into like doing stuff like online multiplayer. I mean, for me, I did a lot of research and trying to like port to console and getting like dev kits for that, because I was like, this could be like this is a perfect game for console.
Oh,
like,
for sure.
Invite your friends over or get online. And
even, like as a Switch game, honestly.
Yeah.
Like sideways Joy-Cons, like I obviously have to redo the controls, but like that'd be a perfect like, way to do it.
And on it, for me, the best way of playing this game is what we're doing right now, is sitting next to each other and like all playing it at the same time with each other, and it makes it like exponentially more fun.
Oh,
and we just laugh and have a great time. But we had to make the decision that doing the research and trying to port to console, it was going to be 1-2 years of investment. And it's like, well, we don't have that kind of time for like a senior college project.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, like Peter said, half the fun of the game is sitting around with a group of friends and just messing with each other.
For sure. It does kind of get that like Mario Party feel to it.
Yeah. This game was very much a product of making jokes and having fun with each other. Most of the ideas for the game came from just bouncing off each other to the point where we're like crying and laughing. it was very fun coming up with the ideas for this game.
It definitely sounds like it. If you guys somehow like recorded that, I would want to see like the sessions of like that B-roll. One thing well, at least Dan is asking, what's your advice to students that are who are interested in game design? Like, what are some first steps that you can do?
Make games. Yeah. Just start doing it. You just need to. People always they're like, oh, I don't know how to look it up. Just once you start making games, every time you make a new game, you'll get better at making it.
Yeah, I basically want to reiterate the same thing, because I remember last year, Zach and a couple other people who are actually on our team, we participated in the Global Game Jam.
Oh, really?
So we had 48 hours to make a game. What is it? Odin's Old Clothes. Check it out. But that was such a great experience, because for me, that was like the first time that I worked on a game that was published. And there's a lot that I learned in that I was able to bring to the table for this. So, it's just, definitely make games, do something, work on your art, and you'll get better over time with more experience.
Things are bound to go wrong.
Oh, for sure. We always have problems, definitely.
Nothing ever goes first try, especially production over here.
Could you guys agree with just like the idea of, or the thought, just taking an idea and running with it is pretty important?
Oh, yeah. Duh.
What I found with game design, like when I've been looking in videos and writings about designing games, to make a fun game, you got to follow the fun. So, you can start making a game and you want a very specific thing to happen, but if you find that thing is not fun and you find this other element of your game to be fun, you have to follow that. You have to make your game fun if you want it to be fun.
I will say that is also a bit of a slippery slope, because there is a chance that you will be following something and suddenly it's too much. Learning what to cut, we didn't want to get rid of so many things, but we had to, just because we don't have time, we didn't have the manpower.
Kill your babies.
Kill your babies.
What?
It took me a second to get that. I understand it.
Yeah. So
What?
on the animation track here at Ball State, that's something that we hear a lot, which there's the sunk cost fallacy that the more work you put into something, it has worth, which that's not true. It could be something really bad, but you spent 10 hours working on it. You have to be willing to kill your babies to get rid of stuff that you really like and you put a lot of work into.
Hypothetical babies, by the way.
Hypothetical art babies. We don't no murder. But
unless it's Ball State killing other schools in esports,
you have to be willing to cut things if it's too much and you're not going to be able to make the end product.
And as someone that's kind of interested in music production, what tools did you use? Did you use Oh, I forget what the programs are called.
FL, Ableton,
Ableton's a big one.
Pro
Yes.
Tools.
Pro Tools is a big one, yeah.
Yeah, so all the recording and studio work was done in either Ableton or Pro Tools.
Nice.
The music production studios here are all run through Pro Tools. So
Yeah.
any pictures you saw up there of the microphones was all Pro Tools. A lot of the audio editing was done inside Ableton with either stock or free plugins.
Okay.
So a lot of the audio stuff that I did, you could go out and make right now.
Yeah. And did you listen to any like sci-fi tracks to get inspiration? Because I hear like the synths and stuff in the background.
Yes, definitely. I can't remember. I can't remember the exact movie, but I know the screen. The picture had a robot in it, and then also.
That's all you need to see.
That's what we want.
Also, I think it's Destroy All Martians. Is that the old game? Yes, that one. That one also has a similar vibe of our game, so listening to some of that music. We also watched a few old sci-fi films.
Yeah.
Which ones in particular?
The main one that we watched was War of the Worlds, right? And I remember even watching it, and I think this also kind of got carried in with the rounds of having the subsequent enemies come in. If you watch like the original War of the Worlds, it's like, yeah, it starts out with like the local police investigate this like crashed UFO, and then, oh, it's aliens, we got to bring the military out. And so it very much mirrors like the gameplay of that. And so that was a big inspiration as well.
And then one more thing, I know, because when you're making music and just anything in general, you have a lot of freedom with what you can choose. Like, what kick do I want to use? What snare do I want to use? So, what's your creative process through deciding what exact sound you want?
Yeah, so a lot of my thing is I knew that I wanted to use a theremin because that's just classic sci-fi. So that's the first track I used, theremin, and I was needs more theremin. Let's add another one. So going with that, and then listening to some of the old soundtracks and just picking out certain sounds in there. A lot of them use a lot of like horns and brass, so trombones play a huge part in the main menu theme. And then going along with that, I didn't want it to be just like copy paste old sci-fi, because there's the idea of the old sci-fi was trying to be realistic, but it ended up being goofy. So taking these realistic instruments and sounds and mixing it in with something goofy, so that's where like the drums and the almost like pop sound come in. Okay. So going with trying to make something catchy with the classic sci-fi sounds, theremins, synths, stuff like that, and then make it funny with the pop sounds.
Nice, yeah, that's smart.
We've listened to. Luckily, the music is great, because it would have been terrible listening to so many hours of the soundtrack.
I've heard it was an old GBA game. It's called Urban Yeti. It has a terrible trombone track for sewers, and I listened to it for like a solid 30 seconds, and I turned it off. So yeah, I understand that.
Evan's tracks I've for sure had stuck in my head this entire year. Just like I'll catch myself like whistling or humming it. I'm like, oh, that's Evan's song.
I distinctly remember when it was just a team of 4 of us in pre-production, and Evan came up with the original level track, and we just kept like humming it the whole time. Like, we loved it so much. And I think at that time we were like, okay, well, this is just going to be for like our vertical slice for our presentation at the end of last spring, and we're going to put something new in there. And we came in for production in fall, and we're like, no, we like it. We need it. Like, we need to keep it. And what you didn't like? I think you had to like redo it because you like lost the file for it.
No.
Yeah. So I originally made that, and like I originally made the main idea of it in like 20 minutes. Just kick something out. Like, hey, how's this sound? Like, oh yeah, that's good. That'll work for it. And then throughout the rest of that entire semester, it was just every day we clocked in and we would start humming it. And then it continued into the next semester. And yeah, I lost the original file. I had the master wave file, so we had the whole thing put together, but I couldn't get the individual tracks for it to remix it or add stuff to it. So I had to actually remake it So it
So
sounds.
it's a V2. It's a second.
Yeah. Which I think it came out better.
Oh yeah, it's more sci-fi.
So with that, when's it coming on Spotify?
It is out right now.
Oh, is it actually?
Is it actually?
Yes.
No
Is
way.
it on Amazon Music?
I believe so. Yes.
Is it just called Milky Way Galaxy?
So you
Hold
can
on.
find the album called Milky Way Market, original video game soundtrack. And there are 2 songs. The main title theme is called Invasion of the Cow Snatchers.
Oh my gosh, I
And-
have it.
And the level theme is called Farmhouse Frenzy.
Oh my! Don't. It really is.
I hope that's not too loud, but that's it.
It's a little loud, buddy.
I'll turn it down. Hold on.
It's
listen
on
to a little
Apple
bit of it.
Music as well. Okay,
Yes,
that's
it's on Apple Music.
That's really cool.
Apple Music, Spotify,
awesome. You actually
Tidal,
did that.
I believe Pandora, pretty much any app. I think it's even on Instagram and Snapchat for you to use.
Sweet, I can put it as my Instagram note. But one question Sean asked a little bit ago. What are you guys' plans after graduation?
What was that?
Lots of applying to jobs, and more applying to jobs.
Yeah,
I know me, Peter, and Evan want to continue working on Milky Way Market and get all those things that we had to cut from the game. Start from scratch though. Yeah, a lot of applying to jobs, working on portfolio.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
We'll go down the line if you guys.
Applying for jobs.
Oh, let me guess.
Applying for jobs. Yeah, no, I mean very much. There is the idea of a struggling artist is very real. It doesn't, so yeah, you got to get yourself out there. We're definitely working on portfolios and
For sure.
getting a good job.
So I'm gonna break the mold here and say grad school.
Oh,
okay.
nice.
Okay. Is it gonna be at Ball State?
It is going to be at my University of Miami,
Well, we were just there.
We were just.
We were
wait,
just
I
there.
assume of
Great
Ohio
campus.
or Florida.
Florida.
Oh, Florida.
Oh, we
okay,
were not just there.
Not there. Not there. Nope.
Can I visit you and we can have like a beach day or something?
Ooh.
Like, that'd be great.
Actually, just because I thought of it, because you guys always say applying for jobs. If you guys want a really weird tidbit, if you go on your Windows computer and do Control Shift Windows Alt L, you open LinkedIn.
I'm sorry. What? Control. How many buttons is that?
That's why no one knows it.
Control Shift Windows Alt
It works.
L.
It works.
Wow.
It really works.
So
I don't
if
know
you
I can do it
guys
one-
have 10 million fingers, go home, try this.
Yeah,
Control Shift
seriously,
J
'cause the reason why this
L I N.
works, the reason why this works is because Microsoft owns LinkedIn.
Oh, okay, yeah. So if
So-
you hit every button on your keyboard at once, you get LinkedIn.
Funny thing,
That
we
or the
actually
alternative, blowing your computer up.
Be careful.
we actually had a bug that required you to press most buttons on your controller at once. So whenever I was testing it, I would just put my fingers on there and say, "Hey, can you press this button?" And then to see if it works. It was
There's a lot of stuff like that. Even when we were actually doing production for University of Miami, to open up the settings menu of a touchscreen, you put all 5 fingers on the touchscreen for 15
What?
seconds. I'm dead serious. You literally put 5 fingers on a screen for 15 seconds, and it opens up the settings.
that's not good.
No, it wasn't. It was really funny though.
And I think Alt F4 actually brings up all the links to the games we play here
Oh no
tonight.
way! Seriously? Oh.
If you press Control, if you press Alt F4 while you're playing Milky Way Market, you actually win automatically.
I
Oh,
did hear
no
that. I did hear about
way.
that.
Try
tech.
it now.
Well, there's a keyboard behind
yeah,
you.
They would know. Oh no, our game.
Well, I should actually have done that. I just lost all my questions.
Oh no, yeah. No.
I don't think. I
When
think
you
there's any-
take the joke too far.
Everyone ask your questions again.
Yeah, everyone, redo your chat log for me, please. But unless you have any other questions, I don't have any other questions unless you have something.
I thought Chad had some good ones. I'm
Well, I've read most of them. Hold on, I'll go on my phone.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
This is what happens when you give me anything technology related. But I don't think I have anything else, unless you guys have anything else to say about your game, other than download it with the itch.io link I've pasted a few times now.
We didn't talk about the background at all. What was the inspiration for like the background, the hills, the night sky?
To be honest, we just wanted to not have an endless void that you could see beyond the map. So that's just more of like containing it in the illusion that you're in a much larger world than you actually are. And I think most game developers can probably relate to that. So I'm giving away all our secrets.
Oh no.
Is there anyone you guys want to shout out in particular? Helped you through this?
Love you, Mom. Love you, Dad.
Just gotta go to the parents.
I'd like to thank the Academy.
For real, I do actually want to shout out the game design concentration in the computer science and also the art department. They have been such a great help. Our professors are awesome. Shout out to Dr. G and Professor Sanders. We couldn't have done it without them, and yeah.
This is a real thing. If you really want,
Sames.
if you see anything you like here at Ball State, apply to Ball State.
Yeah.
It is a great school. I would say this, but since I'm graduating, I can't really do this. I did give tours here at Ball State. It's a great campus. Apply. This is the stuff they do. You're seeing it live. This isn't like something they paid us to do or whatever. No, this is something they've worked on for 3 semesters. And this doesn't apply to just game design, any type of majors. Apply. Take a tour at least. That's one thing I recommend.
Yeah.
And you can see this is what they do. And
I guess
puts a lot of effort in.
I guess one last question. Do you guys have any funny stories of how you found out about Ball State, your first tour at Ball State, anything like that?
So back when I was looking for animation schools, and I got this. When I was going through because of the pandemic, it was all like over Zoom. I was this one Zoom panel tour thing. They were like, "Oh, we have extra spots for talking with one of the animation professors," and so I signed up for that. And I was in cross country in high school, and we had cross country camp. And on my bike ride back from cross country camp, my bike flipped in the middle of the road, and like scraped my arm up. I'm bleeding. I'm in pain. And
Okay.
in 10 minutes, I have my talk with an animation professor. And so I'm like, okay, it'll be fine. It'll be like a live stream type of thing. It'll just, and I see it's a Zoom link. And I'm like, oh no. There'll be a bunch of people in it. It's fine. It's fine. And then it's just me and Andy Bean, the head of the animation program. And there's no one else. And I didn't have any questions prepared. But I had my mom in the corner, like struggling to write down questions for me.
The off-screen writer.
We love our moms out there.
But it was through that conversation that I really was like, this seems like a really cool place to go to school. And yeah, I've really liked being in the animation program here.
So I'm a computer scientist, and the local college did not have a good computer science program. And I didn't really know of any other colleges that I wanted to go to, but I knew that my sister's best friend, I think, went to Ball State. That's a name. So I applied, and I'm here now.
Nice, yeah.
Mine isn't so interesting. I mean, I know I wanted to go into animation, and I think many people who know anything about animation, the Midwest it's not very saturated of animation schools. And so I was looking at a couple schools here in Indiana, but my dad was actually like, "How about Ball State?" And I'm like, "What's Ball State?" And so I looked it up, got a tour, and I'm like, "This is it." Like, it wasn't anything profound for me, but I felt like I was at home here. So.
Yeah.
Mine is kind of the same as Peter's.
Your dad too?
No.
You have the same dad.
Yes, it was actually Peter's mom. No, I applied to a couple different music schools within Indiana, and Ball State was the only one that I got accepted into the music production, or that had a music production, so it was kind of a no-brainer. Yeah, I will not name them.
Well, thank you guys so much for coming on and showcasing your game. It's definitely a really cool game.
Fun.
Again, if you want to check it out, we have the itch.io link posted on YouTube as well as we posted in the Twitch chat as before. But again, thank you guys so much for coming on.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Thank
Play
you so
Milky
much,
Way
guys.
Market.
Yes,
Yes,
it's very
again,
fun.
Milkywaymarket.itch.io / Milky Way Market.
There you go. Twitch chat gets it again.
Make sure to bully your friends with the dash.
But we're going to cut to a short break. We're going to get our next game showing on up real quick, but we're just going to go to a quick break while we set up. So stay tuned. We're going to have 2 more games to showcase after this break. Hello everyone, welcome back to our Ball State Game Design Showcase, where all of our game design students showcase what they've been working on for the past 3 semesters. We got a fresh new team here. Introduce yourselves and what game you made.
Hello, I'm Alex. I'm the art director for Truck Cartel. I am William Robinson. I am the tech lead for this awesome game.
I am Tanner Balzaman. I was the music and sound lead on this project.
So kind of starting us off before we actually for you showcasing your game. I'm slubbing my words. As a tour guide, I can't do this. What was the general idea and how did you come up with this style of game?
So originally it was a idea brought together by Emma, who is our lead 2D illustrator. She's over there. But we had thought of just a couple random buzzwords, and we at that time had been talking about Breaking Bad, and we had thought it would be funny since they do their own stuff in their own truck if we made it our kind of a reference of some sort, but instead just have the food truck industry because everybody knows about food trucks, everybody loves them. So we thought, why not?
Yeah. When's the last time you've been to a food truck?
Food truck? Oh, my hometown actually had this thing called Food Truck Rally where we would line the square. It's called Union Center with food trucks and just really good food. I remember there was a funnel cake place that would do crazy toppings on funnel cake, mac and cheese places. But that was probably 3 years ago.
Yeah, I haven't been to one in quite a bit. I know Ball State had some at the amphitheater. Yeah, amphitheater down over there. Was there any specific games that inspired this project?
Yeah, there's a couple actually.
So one of the main ones was a game called Overcooked.
Oh,
yeah,
I think everyone will know what that one is. And another one, strangely enough, was kind of Five Nights at Freddy's.
Huh. Really?
With how you dodge some of the things in this game and avoid the lose states and stuff like that. So,
okay, two great games.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Two very
really
different games. But kind of seeing a combination of both. Obviously, this is gonna be a little different because it's a single player type game, so it's not yelling at other other people, chefs in the kitchen. Okay. I'm kind of used to that with 3 other groups of people playing Overcooked, but
that gets chaotic quick.
Yeah.
Very quick.
But the goal very much was fast-paced. So
yeah. If we want to, production, can you show up the game and then we can actually get into it and you can start playing and showcasing it while we ask you guys some questions. By the way, everyone, if you guys are a Ball State student, you want to check out these games are run on these computers till 7 o'clock. If you guys want to check them out, feel free to. They're on every computer and get to see what students have done and test it out for yourself. Making sure all the settings are sounding good. A little bit of lore.
Yeah, originally we didn't have a cutscene, and then we were like, you know what? I think we should probably give context and a little bit of story to our main character.
Gotcha.
Who is our burger man. So anyone can project and kind of feel themselves really in this game and have a little bit more of a immersion that's not just through first person,
Yeah, one thing I'm already seeing, and I was looking at it when you guys were setting up the games and everything, the art style I really like. I don't know how to describe it. It's a kind of a 2D pop type thing. I'm not an art student, so but it really does pop out at me and does look really, really cool.
For inspiration on that, we actually looked at Paper Mario.
Really?
And kind of that flat kind of look to it, because I feel like there's already a lot of semi-realistic cooking simulators and such. So we thought of making it a little bit more silly.
I can totally see that. We already got 2 people in Twitch chat saying talking about the Burger Man.
Yep.
Is that the sky? That's the S. Nice.
Wait,
I like that little
is
Easter
the
egg.
S
Yeah, nice little Easter egg.
Yep,
really
our
cool.
little graffiti or French graffiti.
Oh.
don't panic.
They'll be fine.
Yeah, it'll be fine. I'll grab the tomatoes here.
Nice.
Need onion.
Are we on a winter mountain?
We
Oh,
are
beach.
at the beach.
Oh, okay,
currently.
okay. I looked at just the water and I thought it was snowy hills.
Yeah. Then now we also need fries. Grab a potato here. It's a little weird playing like this. But
Yeah.
Yeah, this setup's a little unconventional.
Tanner actually worked on the bubbles you see in here. Little fun fact for you.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
fun little add.
So with that, how many people were on your team, and like how many were like delegated like certain roles?
Yeah, so we are a team of 6, 3 computer science majors and 3 animation majors.
Wow, this is actually
a lot of it went into like our core strength and what everyone felt confident in. So we had our lead 2D artist be, of course, a animator as well as our 3D modeler. We had one person 3D model about 90% of this game.
Really?
So we did have a lot of really good work that's done by Ethan. So
down over there.
Yeah, over there.
Their whole team's like watching on the sideline.
We got the rest of the team. They're cheering us on as well, but I do want to give them recognition. And then as art director, I've always kind of liked making sure like that organization part and making sure that everything was cohesive and so we have a really nice art style to kind of look at visually. And then for computer science, it was kind of divvied up for how everybody felt with strengths, because a lot of them all did amazing parts for the programming part of this game, of course, for using Godot engine.
Oh, use Godot?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
okay.
So that was a learning curve for at least me to learn Godot engine.
It was very much a learning curve for me too. That was the first time I had ever jumped into any sort of game development. So
yeah, isn't Godot? Correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't Godot open source?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
For those that don't know, Godot's a newer engine that's like completely free to download. If you're into any of the game design, if you just want to make a game yourself, Godot's a great way to start out in anything. I actually downloaded it. I gave up immediately. It's too much for my brain. So anyone that can make games, I give them a round of applause. It is hard work.
Yeah, it was something. It was a learning curve in the beginning, especially during pre-production. But we definitely found a way around it. And of course, we have our great sound design and sound effects done by Tanner, who actually plays guitar.
What the?
Yes, we have our Five Nights at Freddy's technique of our shutter closing, which was the main help for.
Is this like an illegal burger truck, or?
Yes. Our legit FDA approved license.
Gotcha.
What we got a question for Twitch chat, but one thing I've heard now. Did anyone do the voice acting for like the Animal Crossing type talk?
So that was a free plugin that we found online which also led to. It was just a free thing that we found online where you're able to scale the pitches for different NPCs. Right now, most of them just say like the same thing at different pitches. Judging by like what kind of NPC are and what kind of dialogue they have.
Okay, gotcha. But one thing we're getting asked is, were there any systems or mechanics that were just harder to implement than others, especially with using Godot?
I'm gonna let Will answer that.
Tell me about it.
So
I'm just gonna stop playing here because I've actually hit the win state for this now. So we're about to see the winning sequence here in a second here. And yeah, there's our dog Pickles. He'll come clean up the plate if you run out of time.
Okay.
As you can see right there. But honestly, outside of just generally learning how to make a game in Godot for the first time, probably one of the hardest systems to like design was probably the ability. I can't show you right now. We're about to run out of time, but you can drop stuff onto all the interactables and it'll go.
Yeah.
In some of our earlier builds, you could only click on them to put stuff on.
Okay.
And I think this was Tanner and Jameson, our other tech person, who mainly worked on this, but you're able to drop stuff physically onto the interactables.
Yeah,
to
that's
get
what I
them to
did
work.
notice. Like, it's like all like, not really physics props, but like, not like click, pick up, click, drop down. It's like actually moving.
Well,
it.
you can do that too. You have both options,
Oh,
so whatever
okay,
people
okay.
prefer. So, like, I figured out that sometimes it's faster to just chuck them on there instead of just clicking.
Throwing it, like...
Or I guess I feel a bit cooler about it.
probably some speedrun tech, this guy will probably start speedrunning all of the games.
And in playtesting, originally, when we only had that point and click, a lot of players would just throw stuff, and they found a lot of enjoyment, so we implemented that really quick.
Speaking of that dropping mechanic, that led to a big problem that also came later in the thing. So a lot of people, it didn't happen often, but there was moments to where you would drop it, but then the item would just float there.
It wouldn't like actually stick on the counter or anything.
No, it would float in the space where you dropped it at.
Oh.
So it was just sitting there in that spot. and I took like a week to figure out why it was happening.
Oh.
There was another really funny one where if you managed to walk on top of an item, it would just take you up to outer space.
That's
That was one of our favorites. I loved that
that's
one.
usually a common thing I see with these types of games where I don't think it matters for this because you're in a confined space. You're in a truck, obviously. But with like some other like open world games, you just grab one item, put it under, and then whoop, start flying.
I know that Red Dead Redemption has a glitch like that just launches you. I think it's really funny. But yeah.
One thing someone just said, I think they played it. That duck hunt dog kept coming out of nowhere and snatching the food off my plate. Had no idea that was part of the timer. Lol. I found a bug where the clear plate button wasn't working and wouldn't let me get past level 3.
Yeah.
Alright, we are level 2.
Yeah, we have 4 levels all spanning 4 different locations.
Nice.
With all completely different NPCs, so you get to,
Yeah, what I was doing. And so a lot of development was, I'm going to just let this because I'm talking. A lot of it was, oh, hey, there's so many things that I wish I could do, but I can't right now because of time constraints, scope, stuff like that. And I just look at the code base sometimes and I just sigh because it's like, man, so much of this could have been done so much better.
If I had to guess, probably some jank to it.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. But at the end of the day, with 6 people and give or take about a year of progress, I can say I'm proud of every single member of my team, and I think that everyone kind of put in all, and we have something to show for it. And, at the end of the day, we're happy with it, and there's always patches and changes to be made. This will not be the end of Food Truck Cartel, I can tell you that.
Okay.
So there will probably be plenty of changes and patches to come, as we all are very passionate about this game.
So yeah,
still.
you hear that you're gonna find speedrun tech, you're gonna post it, and you're gonna patch it.
I'd love to see a speedrun. I will never say no to a good speedrun.
I like the clinking of the bottles when you pick up a soda. It's a nice effect there.
We took sound design really seriously, especially since you're in a truck, so there's gonna be a lot of noise in that.
The cutting, the grilling, and the music in the background too. I want to talk about how you made.
Hey!
I want to show this.
What are you gonna do? Oh.
So then we have our jump scare, our police jump scare. Which goes into our cutscene. So of course we get arrested, and that is your game over.
No, Burger Man.
And we do have a locked of levels. So if you unlock a level, of course, even if you go back, you will not have to play it all over again.
Okay.
It will remain intact, so you'll be able to kind of build up. If you made $50 in one and just barely slid, you could always continue more to see, what the most you can get. I think our high score is I think we had like 180. I think at one point.
180.
$180 was I think our highest score we got, and I think that was just for the rave level.
Wow.
Which tended to be our most played level.
We're getting a lot of love for Burger Man.
Yes, we ended up with one of our models for Eevee. They did a full burger model, or a full man, so that can actually be 3D printed.
Really?
So we do have a model for that, and he has his own stand and everything. So burger merch is coming, folks. We have burger.
Again, follow them at the itch.io. We already posted a link. I'm pretty sure we'll be able to post it in just a second. But if you're watching on YouTube, you check the description. All the games are down there. I think all games are completely free to download, if I'm correct. So it doesn't hurt to try. Again, these are students from Ball State actually working on stuff, and this is something they do. So if you want to check out Ball State, take a tour here as well.
Yes, please do. Like, comment, subscribe.
Do all the social media things.
All the social media things.
Finally got an order for chips.
Oh, really? That's the first?
Yeah, it's RNG.
Mm-hmm. All of them are on a probability system too. So of course, you might have horrible probability with it, and we do have a timer for spoiled food. So if it's on the floor for a little too long, then
so there is a real 5-second rule. Okay.
Yes, we do have that rule. Yep. And so we had a bunch of mechanics to implement because originally it was just burgers we worked with when we did pre-production. It was only burgers. It was only getting those. And by the end, we had a couple of features. So the pickles is both a blessing and a curse at times. But he just wants to be fed. So who can blame him?
Did you also get some inspiration from the Papa's Freezeria, that type of series?
Yes.
Okay, I had to take a guess.
That was also a big inspiration for this because the classic idea of cooking repetitive foods and stuff like that, and you have some customer interaction with that versus Overcooked, where it's purely only in a kitchen.
Chaos. They just start sending orders. You're on a.
Yes, I've definitely played with friends and my boyfriend, and it's been a day. And we have, of course, the good, the bad, and the neutral.
Wow. Yeah, I'm about to say that dude's harsh.
We also have implemented in the last 2 levels. There is hot dogs too. So
hot dogs, okay.
With the increase of difficulty, it also
well, you got a lot of time.
It also includes not just the burgers, but yeah.
I mean, 45 more dollars to get to the hot dog level?
More than halfway through the level.
Well, yeah, we'll get it.
It's winnable.
Oh, 100%.
Oh, yeah.
And also to give them credit, they're playing on a couch, not a desk, and also on a TV.
Yeah.
We have that small issue. Oh, yeah.
I got an order out. Okay, I'll take it.
An order.
Oh, he's lurking. He's not there quite yet.
What's that burger? Yeah, there it is.
There it is. Just shut him out.
that pose reminds me of like a stock image, like a YouTuber using a bunch.
Oh, yeah.
Funny enough, funny story. Emma, she, when doing reference, we looked up a lot of stock photos of policemen and white men doing the stop motion.
I'm pretty sure my brain is the same image I'm talking about then.
Yeah.
Someone just said not a huge deal if it falls underground. Just run it under the faucet and throw it on the grill.
So true. He kills bacteria. That's what they teach you in culinary school.
Yeah.
So the music, how did you design all that? Was it what software did we use?
So I'm not gonna lie, most of the music is Kevin McLeod music, aka the music that every YouTuber goes to find.
Nice.
Mainly because none of us here are like very talented musicians. Like I play guitar, but I am not like musically inclined.
You don't know how to like master, like use like put stuff like all stuff in a track.
Yeah, no, I don't know how to do that yet. So it's like, okay, we're gonna probably mostly use royalty-free music. We had one where we were using YouTube library music.
Yeah.
Where I messed up with the licensing. It was like, those are only for YouTube. So if you want to use it outside of it, you have to message them. I don't think half of them came back, and before some of them even reacted, we switched to Kevin McLeod music to where it's just in the licensing.
Yeah. For any of you that don't know who that is, if you guys watched the April Fool's stream, we had that playing.
So close. So close.
Oh, wow, very close.
If any YouTuber ever talks about Sneaky Snitch, that's the person that made that.
Yeah, you most likely have heard it if you don't know his name. What was that? It wasn't 40 or was it 55?
It's 50.
50.
It's 50.
50. Okay, I thought it was 45. Whoops. Whoopsie. Well, you still have time. We
got time. Let's give it
the
our
audience
all.
wants the hot dogs.
We need to show the hot dogs. Let's give the audience what we want.
Metagaming.
We do have with the shutter, I'm not saying it's pre-gaming, but whatever you want to call it, preparation. Sometimes we just gotta have that with you at all times, for these levels.
Believe me, when I
These are the techs I see.
Clear plate, buddy. Yeah, I gotta be careful. So I'm just setting some stuff aside to get ready.
So, while trying to get to the third level, so we get the hot dogs, so the people want to see the glizzies.
Okay. All right.
I didn't say that until that guy said it. All right, I did not say it. All right, it blamed Department of Dissent. But what was one of the hardest roadblocks when making this game? Like, what was like something that you kept running into that halted your progress?
Not being able to do a lot of the stuff we wanted to do, definitely. Like there were a lot of one of our earliest concepts actually was we wanted dodging the police to be a little more complicated, where you'd actually have to go into the driver's cockpit and like drive around away from where the police are.
Okay.
But that was just way out of scope for like the time we had and the size of our team.
Gotcha. Okay.
And I think another thing that definitely was a hindrance is a lot of trying to make sure the visual cohesion was okay, making sure some things don't look too flat. You know, we had some textures that originally were just kind of smooth and didn't have that kind of hatching or that line sketch to them. And making sure everything kind of feels like it's in the same realm and isn't, you know, made by like 3 to 4 different artists instead of the one, you know?
Now, on top of that, I kind of want to ask, was there like was there any type of game-breaking glitch that really like halted your progress or something like along those regard?
Not anything that comes to mind immediately, but I'm sure there were because, again, 1.5 long process and whatnot.
One I remember that was like a big deal was when we originally had yes? Okay. I just was thinking of the burger burning one. That was one that we ran into a lot of error codes. That was the one that I thought.
I'm surprised you don't remember this one, Will. It took you a long time. The dialogue messing up with the pause menu. So, in the past, every time you would pause while the dialogue was going off, or if it was like 2 dialogue boxes back to back, you would press the pause menu, but you couldn't click out of the dialogue. So the dialogue was just always there, and it wouldn't let you click anywhere out of it. So you just had to hard close the game.
Gotcha.
So what are some troubleshooting techniques? You know, do you go to Reddit? Do you just kind of like fiddle around with things enough times?
I think if I remember correctly, for the dialogue one, he just had to figure out like how like the pause menu somewhat worked, or like how the dialogue manager was running. And I think the main way you figured out, if you want to explain actually.
Yeah, I can kind of explain this while I'm gaming. I'm gaming, guys.
He is now the mic stand.
But basically, it's one of those situations where it's like, oh man, we've been spending like a month trying to figure this out, and then lo and behold, the solution is to check a box somewhere.
Really?
Yeah.
That simple?
It was that simple, and the size of relief, but also simultaneously disdain and frustration that were felt in the room that day were palpable. It was crazy.
That's actually similar to the floating the floating item bug that was going on. To fix that, I literally just added 1 line of code when you drop it, and it fixed it.
It usually just be like that. One thing the back room is asking, what happens if you ring the bell and the order isn't correct?
They get mad.
Wait, what?
What happened?
He went for the tech. He went for the tech. No.
Literally throwing. Literally throwing. Literally
Log back
throwing.
in. You need to log back in
You
now.
know
The
what?
people need
Hey,
the
Twitch chat, download the game and send a screenshot. Send a post it on Twitter at Ball State Esports, and if you can make it to level 3 before he can, let us know.
It's like the ads, the mobile ads they run, where they're failing over and over, so they make you want to download it.
Yeah.
One question we did have as well was the strat of like preparing the burgers. Is that like an intended way to play in the late game? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the good thing about this game is just like, I guess, Overcooked, just like that. There's several different ways you can kind of play it. You could, be the doomsday prepper and, have 15 different items out and just be ready for anything, or you can kind of go with the flow and just hope you make it in time. So it works for a lot of different people's playing styles, which was kind of what we wanted to accommodate.
Ooh, excuse me.
Oh, good. Yeah, I really do like. You said it a lot earlier. The art style is really popular. Like it's nothing I've ever seen before. It's very unique, and I really like it actually.
Yeah, it actually reminds me of another game. Oh, what's it called?
Paper Mario.
No, not Paper Mario. It's another. It's like a Papers, Please game. Not My Neighbor, something like that. It's like you're supposed to not like you live in an apartment complex and there's doppelgangers that are trying to get into the building.
Hello Neighbor.
Hello Neighbor. Is that Hello Neighbor?
No, not Hello Neighbor. What was I thinking? I know what game you're talking about. It is currently. It is on itch. I know of it.
Is it Not My Neighbor?
Not My Neighbor. Yes, it is
Okay.
Not My Neighbor. It's something Neighbor.
I'm literally
We got the
googling this
neighbor
right now.
part,
I
I did play that game, and I did really love their flat style, and it's very similar how this is, how it's kind of like an in and out for our NPCs and stuff like that, with them being very flat 2D illustrations. But definitely, I'm glad we got compared to that game. That game rocks.
No, that game's awesome. That's why I saw, and I was like, man, that font looks familiar and all that. Yeah, it is not mine. That's not my neighbor. Yeah, okay. Had to confirm. Someone said it reminds them of Borderlands.
I'm so excited. I love Borderlands. I love Borderlands. I can
Mike
ramble.
Hill on that one.
Thank you, Mike Hill. I absolutely love Borderlands. I can rant about it all day. Claptrap, I love you. If you're watching Claptrap. But yeah, so definitely that kind of pop art style. I mean, it's definitely popular with a lot of media right now, like Spider-Verse and stuff like that, and where visual illustrations could really pop in the 2D with 3D models. So that definitely was good.
No.
We grinded. We gotta work as hard as you can.
It's very eye catching. Especially the lettuce pops out at you. You know, the purple onions, like the different colors and stuff. They really catch your eye.
Yeah, visuals were like a big part of this game.
Yeah, one thing like a lot of people kind of like do because it's just like they like to kind of go for like that realistic style, especially with like Unreal Engine 5 and the lighting. They see those features. One thing I really like is different art styles, different games. I like having like a different feel for each game, which is really something like both like every single game here has, which is really cool.
I love the diversity of all three of the games, because we do have, Weather Break, which is like that hyper realism.
Yeah.
We have Milky Way Market, which goes more into that toony feel. It reminds me very much of Boomerang and Boomerang shows when they were around in the 2000s. So it's very nice to see like a big difference in the games, and it's nice.
So we just got
That's
an
a really
idea.
funny chat message.
Yeah, someone just came up with an idea. Don't know if you want to consider it. They should add Karens that change their order entirely halfway through making it.
The worst part is we have the perfect character for that. We do
The
have
bowl cut and everything.
She has a bob. She has a bob. She does have a bob. She's just not blonde. But you see her in the first level. She's our businesswoman. We do have a good set of characters that kind of fit in a bunch of different stereotypes. Go to that button. Just in case. Just close the button the entire time.
I'm about to say, yeah, you can just be mean and be like, nope, no more.
No more. We're closed.
Cops can't get me if I'm not here.
Which also, with that being said, for the police, the outside of our truck was like really important. Because we have the realism aspect of like, well, if it's a food truck, wouldn't the police know it's a food truck? Even if you close it. And it's more of like, it just kind of looks like a camper van, essentially. So, it could be anything. So he doesn't know it's necessarily, maybe not legal.
You took a U-Haul.
Yeah.
And you renovated it, and now it's a food truck.
We are ready. We are now ready for level 3.
While we go into level 3, what is your favorite character in the game that's designed?
Good question.
Favorite character. I don't know. I always kind of had a soft spot for our lifeguard.
Okay.
And our Blondie, which is on our poster, because they were kind of like the first NPCs we ever like designed. So I just have a soft spot for that. But there's a lot of really, really fun characters.
I also like the lifeguard and Blondie's the OGs, because like Blondie was our very first NPC at first in very early builds. Like it was just all Blondie. That's all it was. Blondie. That was white woman jump scare. But I like a lot of our designs in the last level, Area 51.
Okay.
Lots of very unique and alien designs in that one. I really like those.
I think for me is like I'd say probably the shirtless dude from like the first level, like the giant
Like
bulky
dad
dude.
bod?
Yeah, the dad bod dude. Maybe because I don't think it's in it how it is now, but he just used to just say "bruh" was all his responses to everything, and that just stuck with me because I just had so my humor is just stupid like that for some reason.
Now, I must ask, being on characters, is this character that we're serving right now based on 101 Dalmatians? 101 Dalmatians?
I don't know. That'd be Emma. Is our Jane a millionaire baddie lady? Is she based off of Cruella de Vil from 100 Dalmatians? She
Semi,
said,
okay.
She says semi. She says semi.
Gave this.
Yeah. So I mean, interpretation. But a lot of our characters, we all kind of have soft spots for. We on our Instagram, we do have like our reactions for like NPCs. Like we recently had one on NPCs in a zombie apocalypse. What each of them would probably do. So we have little silly things that kind of build up character, even if it's just the surface value of seeing them here. But yeah, characters were great, and we had a lot of good work with them.
I also do like this dude, man, because they tag on the hair.
We had a lot of silly ideas, and I think choosing the venue was probably the most important part.
For sure, I'm definitely getting like Vegas vibes,
Oh,
especially
yeah.
as someone who went like a month ago.
Yeah.
This is really screaming to me.
Yeah, I know in one of the pre-production, one of the levels was going to be a like a farmer's market.
Okay.
But we ended up doing like a poll and stuff, and Vegas won by like a bunch.
Really?
So we were like, let's get Vegas in because we could watch like the funniest of characters, and that's one of the biggest things is how do you make NPCs that have personality?
Got punished.
Oh.
And as you can see, the difficulty definitely does increase.
Again, unconventional setup.
So do you have like, are most of the characters based off of something else, or how do you come up with the inspiration of most of the characters? No, like you based off some of your friends maybe, or
Emma did base some of them based off of us, jokingly. I know I'm based off of in the rave level. There's a character with a bunch of bracelets and hair clips, and I wear those all the time.
Does she want to come over here and I kind of answer that question about like what inspired her? Yeah. Come on over.
Come on over. This is Emma Arlene.
Hey, how's it going? So a lot of these characters came from based off of what the level was. So for Vegas in particular, I wanted to think of things that you would want to see, the characters you would want to see in Vegas. So, you know, Fat Elvis impersonator was #1 for me. It was
For sure, that is a real thing.
Yeah. And then, you know, kind of old gambling rich people were also up there. And there's a bachelorette character. A lot of it was just, you know, what are the various types of people you would actually see at a place like this. Some of them have, you know, little attributes that are loosely based off of characters from things that I like. I know that our Richie character is kind of Saul Goodman, like, associated. So that's kind of where that came from.
While you're up here, someone did say, I feel like the dog is based off someone's IRL dog.
It was kind of based off of Kuja. I know that's because you love St. Bernards, and I was like, what kind of dog should we do? And you're like, St. Bernard? I was like, all right. So thank you very much.
Yes, thank you for answering
thank you
your
for joining.
question.
Thank you, Emma. I love Emma.
Oh. What?
Oh my
The
goodness.
feed is still...
We got this.
What? What happened?
what? I missed something?
No, the TV went off.
Oh. Oh, that's funny. So
What?
he's now playing it with the stream delay.
Hold on, let me... You
That's
can
funny.
fill for a second.
Yeah, I got
let me...
you.
Yep.
Yeah. So what are the odds of hot dogs? Have we had a hot dog order yet?
I think it's 50-50.
Okay.
I know for Area 51, it's a little bit higher, though. But, yeah, so we even have a drag queen as a character. Technical difficulties, perhaps.
It's all good. Oh. It's all good. All good. Everything is recorded live. You know that happens.
It happens. It happens all the
good.
time. You know, it is what it is. And you know what? Our game's just too good. It's just
Exactly.
too good. It
It's-
broke the TV. It broke the TV.
There's so much. Oh no, the cow got you. No. 4.5 minutes. Wow, that's tragic.
But we
HDMI on the graphics card was a little loose. I will take the blame for that loss.
we at least did get to the hot dogs before a small crowd.
Do we have time to give either you or me a try?
Yeah, about to say you
Yes,
want
we'd
to
love
try?
that.
I'm so down. I'm so down.
Say, you might have to switch spots.
Yep.
Oh, but I have the box.
It's fine. It's fine. You,
Okay.
you take off the headset and then we'll.
Who wants that?
Who wants to, so I can train with them, if
I'll give more
needed.
room for
I know. Very weird setup. If you're familiar to the 24-hour stream, this is basically how it goes down. Tune in next semester for that, by the way.
Don't want to start at the casino.
You should.
I don't know.
Risk it. Risk it.
All or nothing. All or nothing. Let's see how long you survive. It's the survive the night, but food truck edition.
Turn my deep guy down. I play on very low sense. I'm a Val gamer.
Oh.
Val and Overwatch.
Yeah.
It's left clicked up. What am I doing?
Already throwing is what we're seeing. Already throwing.
This is peak gameplay. I don't know. I've never seen anything like it.
Now we get to see someone that hasn't played the game, or at least I don't think.
I've watched him play so much, but yet I can't remember anything.
This is where if Let's Plays actually do work and it enhances someone's skills.
I don't know why I'm hitting E.
Is you're as familiar with like interact with like E and all that?
There we go.
You should fling a burger on the grill.
I definitely won't be because I will definitely miss.
But it doesn't hurt to try. Hey, Twitch chat, put a 1 in chat if you want them to actually fling a burger onto the grill.
One in chat.
Maybe.
Oh.
No.
So you can actually see on the sign the timer.
Oh, there is a timer. I did notice that. I didn't really put. Oh, hey, fling a burger on that grill.
Lettuce, cheese.
Fling that burger.
I had the lettuce.
Now do keep in mind you're on the 3rd level, which is one of the harder ones.
Yeah, Carlos told me to do this. I didn't
In Twitch chat, we got 3 ones back to back.
You gotta flip it.
Fling another burger.
How do I fling?
Other. Yep.
Oh, I have right click.
Oh!
You're fine with cheese floor, sir, right?
The cheese touch.
Not the cheese touch. Oh god.
Well, that's not good. Just gonna let that one.
Let that one ride. Pickles will take care of it.
Keep in mind you do still get some money for partial orders.
Okay.
Oh, you do? Okay. Some leeway.
They won't like it, but they at least, you know. Yeah. We have decent people. Speed run, speed run.
Where'd they
I mean, I did it, but it didn't look.
Try once more. Try once more.
It's a lot easier when you don't have TV delay.
TV delay, and also you actually have like
Oh.
a desk.
My wrist hurts from that.
I mean, it's awkward playing at this, all that.
It's there, it's there. We got it.
No pickles.
Oh wow, and wow, it's just chaos.
Just you know what? How about you?
Oh, there.
Oh wow.
Get back to barely got it.
I was about to say you could have probably honestly just let it if you want to just do level 1.
We finish it.
Okay.
Burger with lettuce, tomato.
Let's get one. Let's get one down.
Yeah, can we get money? Can we get an ounce of money?
Let's get $1.
Okay. Stop. Okay, burger time. Burger time.
Is it possible to get $1?
I don't know.
No, oh, minimum 5.
It's the tech. It's the tech.
We maybe we'll make a Coachella level. Maybe that's the next thing, and then we make everything crazy expensive.
Flashing lights everywhere.
Flashing lights everywhere, you know.
Every
a desert.
burger.
Yeah.
Oh, you missed something. You missed something. Tomato.
Oh, it's fries.
Oh, literally throwing.
I'm terrible.
Literally throwing.
Fries are harder than chips because chips you can just grab them, but you have to prep the fries and all that.
So yeah.
Fries, soda. Okay. Potato.
So as you can see, it requires a lot of patience and strategy, and also the detail involved in remembering every order.
Now, one thing I want to ask, if you might have thought of this, do you think you're gonna add like type of like micromanaging things, like maybe the grill gets on fire, you have to put it out, or like stuff like that?
That was actually one of the things before the burning effect that we had. That was kind of like a placeholder for, you know, having an on-fire grill and having to get a fire extinguisher for it. So That was something that was thought of.
Okay. Because I was just thinking about it in my head, but kind of add like more elements to it, like especially with like Coachella and
Too
stuff.
much bread.
If it's so chaotic, having to deal with all that type of stuff.
Yeah. Like the main point of this entire game is just the chaos around it, and just because you could get spun around pretty quickly in such a tight knit, area.
Now I must ask, what is the soda? Is it Coke? Is it Pepsi? Like cola?
I think it
Okay.
literally says cola. Burger, no bun. No cheese. No cheese.
Yeah.
Yay!
No, $5.
Wait, was there cheese on there? I can't remember. Okay, this one is
Hot dog.
You have 15 seconds.
Hot dog. Let's get it, chat. There's already a done. Go, 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 go.
So now
You
I
already
know
have
I'm
a
never trusting Lucas with any type of food truck.
Four.
I've actually worked a food truck before.
You have to.
You
The door
gotta-
has to be open.
Yeah, your door. $10.
$10 whole dollars.
$10.
W is in the chat. W is in chat.
If you want, go to the first level.
I feel like we shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, so
You know
the first
what?
level, actually, there's no timer on the very first order.
Mhm.
So it gives you.
Okay, that's fair for like a tutorial. Yeah.
So then we get our little intro. Yeah, no one will know the difference.
Yeah. It's like the Amazing World of Gumball where the principal
Yeah.
hand wrote his diploma on the wall.
Yeah. Yes, Blondie, our beloved. Our first NPC.
Oh yeah, she will always be the first one on this level.
Really?
Yep. That's why I have a soft spot for her, because she's also, on our poster, so she plays a big role in the game in general.
Yeah, post.
Yeah. As you can see, her poster is back there. It looks so cool.
Yeah, they've all done like really well done. Like I cannot speak. It's so good it makes me speechless.
$13. That's my lucky number.
Hey.
I just see soda. Okay. Wait, is it the same? Oh.
Fun story, our skater.
Everything, no?
Yeah, some of them get crazy. Our skater character, I know, was based off of Jesse from Breaking Bad. I know that was a big one, because you're like, hey, this is gonna be inspired. Let's give a little bit of comeuppance.
Yeah, I got it. Okay. Yeah, you got it. Fries, chips, and soda. Actually, this is fun. This is really fun. Oh, I didn't cut it.
You gotta cut it. Yeah.
Oh my! Literally throwing.
Throwing. There you go.
Oh, the burger.
Burger.
Whoopsies.
The burger part of the burger. Also, don't question why the box just comes out of thin air.
I like that.
Burger Man is
Oh,
a
no, I forgot the burger
mysterious
man.
person.
Yeah.
Definitely fine. It's burning, but it's okay.
Portraying Jesse Pinkman as a middle school skateboarder is wild, is what someone just said.
I promise I'm a gamer guy.
Now, see, the thing is, you're playing on a TV with just 60 hertz. While you can come to the Esports Center and try out these games at 144 hertz monitors with 3070s and i7s in them.
I might just be washed.
That's also something that's very true.
There we go.
I know he's washed because he's very bad at Mario Kart.
I am also.
Once you want me to overwatch, Carlos, see how that goes. See how that goes.
All right, good game. I might I'd say I probably win one.
Yeah, you win the ones that are luck based.
Yeah, I wouldn't say I'd be totally out of it, but
I'm being mean to Costa.
you only get like 2 weeks more of making fun of me.
That's so true. Oh my gosh.
Well, at least to my face.
Bring the burger. Definitely not forgetting.
We've actually never done anything like this, and I'm very grateful that like this I heard about this and all that. So it's really cool.
Yes.
I always promote like as a tours and stuff, saying like our students do great things, but I'm like I've never like like obviously I see it on social media, but I've never seen it in person. That's like one of the coolest things we get to showcase what our students have made.
And definitely thank you for having us on. This is a great opportunity, and all of us are incredibly happy to talk about our work and, show off and get new eyes on it and, just get it out there because, we put a lot of hard work in this. So who would want to not play it,
Yeah, get some more promotion again on itch.io. You can play this game completely for free. Check it out for yourself. They're updating it, so if you do want to follow along to their project, you can see their updates and everything and what features they might add and everything. Who knows? They might throw a Charlie Cardinal in there at some point.
Who knows?
Charlie Cardinal customer would be crazy, actually.
I don't know.
That's a level. It's a university. It's Ball State.
We could always do that on college campus. See what happens.
I mean, all you have to do is just trace out Ball State, and it's just a reference.
Yeah.
Then you can officially.
Reference.
What?
You made this look so easy. Not easy at
Wait,
all.
someone plays it over 100 times.
About to say you've been playing testing this for so long.
Oh yeah, it's been a lot of playtesting. A lot of playtesting.
Can I have the microphone?
Yeah.
Like when I'm recording gameplay for trailer purposes and stuff, I have to purposely play slower so that people can actually see what's going on, because when I'm playing, I'm whipping around all over the place.
Actually, someone just recently said we do we have the game development club, and they want to do showcasing game jams. That might be something we could do.
Game jams are awesome. I did my first one this year.
Something to talk with Dan. I'm a senior, so I can't really have a say in that anymore. But I mean, I am not against it. But
You won. Yep. You beat the level. Congratulations.
With 10 seconds to spare. I mean, you could probably just put the fries and then just send it.
Fries in the bag.
Yeah! Not cool, man.
$61.
Oh, man.
So yeah, now if this was a fresh save, then you would have unlocked the next one. Yes.
Well, I think we're running out of time here.
But yeah, if you guys would like to see the Area 51, definitely check out us on HIO. Completely free. It's very good to download.
I just recognized.
Shameless plug-in.
Yeah.
I was impressed by the difficulty. You made it look so easy. I got
for
up
sure.
there,
Again, I've been playing it.
I'm making fun of you, but I haven't touched it, so I must be very.
I was let's see. Let's test your skills.
I don't know. People say I have a knack for just picking up weird games and stuff and just getting used to it. But he knows
As
for a
someone that's
fact.
known you for 2 years, yes.
Knows for a fact our
If
Mario
you've been to
Golf
any of the
tournament here.
24-hour streams, random games tournament, even the finals for spring games.
Yeah.
We're getting the whole team on here real
Getting
quick.
the whole
Yes,
team,
please,
getting the whole
please.
team at least.
Welcome, everybody.
Show your faces and stuff. Get a little bit. Got a little. Be careful of the computer. That's what we actually hit. Unplug the HDMI.
You're gonna what?
What? I'm gonna eat the computer.
He's gonna eat the computer.
No.
I think the final question, we can pass the mic around. This is for everyone. What was your favorite part about making the game?
My favorite part? Actually, I think I made a majority of the map. I did the icons and just the level map in general, and I had a lot of fun with that, as well as the merch that I made. And the poster. So that was fun.
For me, it was seeing everything actually work. After lots of
That's
late
a coder
nights.
right there for you.
But no, just seeing it all come together and working and functioning is just, as a programmer especially, that's an awesome feeling. So.
Some of my favorite parts were fixing some of the small bugs that some of the games would happen. Another smaller part was actually understanding copyright a little bit, because since of the sound and music, plus learning licenses with the engine.
I gotta say, one of my favorite parts was those long nights of doing nothing but adding in a lot of features all at once, just grinding through it and getting things set up and ready whenever we had meetings to discuss progress every couple weeks.
Being able to push out this many characters was really helpful for me as an artist. Being able to see a product like this and be able to, say this is something that I made is really, really cool, and I'm really thankful to have been part of this program. So,
Is there anyone you guys want to shout out throughout your whole journey?
Definitely my parents. My parents have been a good support, and my boyfriend, because he's a gamer. So thank you.
Same with like my parents and my brothers too. Like I grew up playing video games, and they're kind of what got me into my love of video games and leading down this path, and even coming to Ball State in general. So shout out to them.
Yeah, I'd say my parents as well, and as long as my brother, who I like to talk about with games, with like every time I go home for the summer.
I want to thank the two professors we had for this class, Dr. Geswicki and Dr. Sanders. And I also lost 2 grandparents during the production of this game, and I want to shout out that I miss them.
Shout out to my parents, of course. Love you guys so much. Shout out to Adam and Reagan. Thank you guys for watching. I want to shout out David Hannon. Your illustration class is the reason that I'm pursuing becoming an illustrator, so thank you.
Nice. And again, if you are seeing that what our students are doing and being inspired, check out Ball State. Give it a tour. This is what they do. This is stuff they have worked on at Ball State. And there's a bunch of other programs, not only for art, music, game design, video productions, live productions, like you're seeing right now. Ton of programs and stuff, and we like to showcase it here. So it was really cool. I don't know if you have any other questions to ask.
No, I was going to say, yeah, Ball State, everything from gaming aspects to production side to media to Newslink to video game design to coding. It's actually crazy. It's actually insane what CCIM does.
And we didn't even showcase the full game. There was an alien level that we still haven't shown. If you guys, again, want to check it out, the itch.io link is on YouTube, as well as we've been putting it in Twitch chat. If you want to check it out, completely free to download. Highly recommend checking it out. And again, since they are going to continue updating it, they're going to have a lot more updates and everything. But we're going to shoot to a quick be right back. We're going to set up our final game here of tonight. Again, we still have 1 hour left of this showcase. For anyone that wants to play these games in person at Ball State, we have Robert Bell 134 open for you guys to check out all these games. But we'll show you to a quick be right back to set up for our next game. Welcome back, everyone, back to the Ball State Game Design Showcase. We have our final game here, Weather Break, made by these lovely people. If you want to introduce yourselves real quick.
Hi, I'm Bella. I was the director of the project.
I'm Sierra. I was the art director.
I'm KC, and they made me do the dirty work.
The back end, like all the coding, all that. Ah, okay, I gotcha. But we got our final game here, Weather Break. If you want to describe it a little bit for us.
Yeah, so it's basically like a survival RPG, heavily story influenced. Basically, the weather apocalypse has happened. It's climate crisis, and you are a scientist who's trying to fix the weather machine to try and bring the climate crisis to an end. So we're going around playing mini games, trying to get that last piece, get to know the people of the town a little better, and just trying to bring out the climate crisis to an end.
Okay, and again, if you guys want to check out these games are all on the computers over here. I've said it a bunch. Bell 134. Check it out. All these games are on the computers, and you can check them out. We have put the itch.io links on Twitch and YouTube for you guys to check out. Completely free to download at any point if you do want to check it out on your own home computers. I know you've been playing this game. You've been playing this one.
It's pretty fun.
But if we want to, if production can happily show the game right now, we can you guys can jump right in and play it for us. Tell us all about like your development and everything. We have everyone talking about Game Development Club already in Twitch chat and everything, so it's people are knowing about the word and everything. So it's a hopefully production. We're not having issues back there. Okay,
there we go.
I always get nervous. I never know what's happening back there.
But I know how I feel.
You did listen. As someone that runs back and forth making certain things work, it's hard. But you can happily start it up for us, and then talk us through like all like everything. But just kind of tell me what like your inspiration was for this game.
So my inspiration was I grew up like really into storms and stuff.
Okay.
I'm big into tornadoes. Like I have the whole professional radar on my phone and everything.
Really? Okay.
And then I also took a really big interest in climate change. I've actually written huge papers on it and everything. So I don't know. I guess it's kind of just my baby over time. Like this kind of just idea I came up with when we were told make a game. This was kind of it. So yeah.
You can happily get in for us, and we can start looking at the story and everything that you guys have planned. This one's more story-based than the other ones that we've seen,
yes.
so it's kind of cool getting to see a bunch of different, like, everything to it, so yeah.
Yeah.
Our main character here. Oh, I'm going to play and talk?
Well, you can hold it, yeah.
Yeah. It's a let's play.
But yeah, we'll go ahead and get started here. So this is sort of like you're in the storm, and you don't really know what happens when it starts out. It's sort of a in medias res, or whatever it's called, where we don't really know what's going on, but we see a lot of storms, we see big black tornadoes, and then we wake up in a saloon.
And then I will say, from our pre-production phase, we had a lot of major changes. So we were only a group of 5, and Casey wasn't even a part of the original group. We switched members when we went to the alpha phase. And this used to be like a 3D top-down type of situation, more survival-based, and it changed a lot to going more story-heavy and going towards beta. So that was a big difference that we kind of went into early on.
Yeah. Sorry, I was talking in the back when you were asking me something. But one thing I did play like a little bit of this game before the stream and stuff. I did like the interesting mini games you have with like actually interacting with like the med kits and everything, rather than just saying here, take it. You're like actually doing something with it, which I find a better like interactive experience with. One thing I want to ask is, what was like your biggest roadblock? Like, what was like the hardest thing like making this whole game?
Scope. We originally, so me and Sierra came up with the original idea when this game, so she had came up with the apocalypse, the storm chasing, all that kind of stuff, and then I came in with like the story and the minigame aspect of it. And so when we came to it together, originally there was supposed to be like 5 different cities you were going to go to, all with a different climate crisis. One was going to be like a flooded city, one was going to be extremely cold.
Okay.
And then we started making the game.
It's like a huge thing, and it's like, oh.
Then it was like, oh, right, that's not gonna happen.
Someone just asked.
Oh God.
Are there microtransactions?
It was discussed,
I need my loot crates, is what they're saying.
I need my skins.
My gamble.
Gamble for water.
Future reference. Maybe we'll have new outfits. No.
You can get Dr. Valera a different skin.
You gamble for water. The box might have water. It might have absolutely nothing in it.
There you go.
But we're talking about like the whole like scope of things. What kind of determined you to like go to like for this kind of like mini game style for like interacting with objects? Like what inspired you to go with that route?
So, have you ever seen the game Dredge?
Oh my gosh, I
haven't.
Funnily enough, I used to speedrun Dredge. I'm pretty sure I have a top 10 time on Dredge still.
Hold on.
You can pull it up.
You can
pull it up.
We're looking it up. Okay.
I absolutely love Dredge. That was such a fun game.
But
yeah.
No, that 2D like UI kind of like pop up was where we mainly came from. And then for all our really nerdy people out there, GTA 5 roleplay. There's a lot of like 2D interface mini games that are in there, and I really enjoy those because I'm a nerd. And so that's where I got a lot of that from.
Yeah,
gotcha.
Because one of the coolest mechanics is that of the bouncing back and forth of the, and then of course when you're actually dredging, you have to dodge the mines and stuff. And I now see the inspiration from that now that they mentioned it. That's very cool.
To confirm, he does have he's 12th on the leaderboard with 35
Oh, I've been
minutes.
knocked out? No. Well, I did that. See, I did that run at the beginning of my freshman year. So that was actually forever ago. And I'm a sophomore now.
Yeah, it's
yeah.
Yeah, okay.
That was before they actually had, right after I submitted that run, they started making like built-in things so that every time you pick up like a big item, it like actually splits for you, auto splits for you.
Yeah.
Split. Oh. Anyways, enough about Dredge. Great
game, but not over here.
That's a little tangent for me. That's my bad.
Not just the mini games though, but sort of like one of the first things that you have to focus on is the game loop that you're going to be in. There's sort of like smaller game loops within bigger game loops. But when we realize, the health is going to be draining, the hunger is going to be draining, that's sort of the pressure in the game. The mini games, like they are in Dredge, are kind of like a nice way to actually engage with the systems of the game. So in this, like the health and the hunger drains while you're interacting with them and stuff like that, and you have to move back and forth in between them. And just like Dredge, it's sort of like a break, but also how you engage with the world, like through the gameplay, I guess. So that was sort of, I guess, for me, one of the bigger challenges that we had. Sorry.
And I know you guys were talking about it like a little earlier. So there's more than just like the story. There's like little other like notes or something. Is this one of the notes that we're seeing right now?
Yes, it is. Yeah. So that one's like the first you receive like Dr. K's journal, and you see like a bunch of pages are ripped out, and so it kind of introduces you to this idea that there's stuff you can find around the world that will help you interact with the world more, learn about the world, figure out what happened, how the town residents interacted with the world when shit went down. I don't know if I can say that. I'm sorry.
It's fine.
No one noticed.
Beep.
And then there's stuff from Dr. Valera, who you'll find is your like scientific partner, who helped with the machine with. So yeah, there's just different stuff you can pick up, and you can read them at any time if you want to pull up the notes menu.
I think our biggest thing is we did not want to do voiceovers, so this was our biggest solution, because none of us wanted to put our voice on the game.
Unlike the Milky Way one, where they put all the voices in.
He mooed for us live on stream. And then the key items, I like that to make sure you know like what you have and stuff.
Now, would you do voiceovers if you got someone like professional to do it? Would you do it? Would you implement it?
I feel like we would.
Because we were talking about amongst us, like it'd be more like Angry Birds, like the rah 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 rah, or like Animal Crossing. Yeah, Animal Crossing is the other one, but we just decided that it didn't quite fit the vibe of the game anyway. Our people aren't like the most, they don't move when they talk and stuff like that either. It's more of a, old Fallout NPC type of thing. So we felt like it would almost ruin the realism by adding, I guess, non-professional voice acting.
Gotcha. Yeah, and especially since you also have like hunger and thirst, that's probably why you're pausing a lot, so you wouldn't have those drain out. And as I noticed, they like picking up the crates filled up water, and then the cactus filled up hunger. Not sure I'd eat a cactus in real life, but whatever you do to survive, totally fine.
I don't know. We were just talking about cactus chili over there. I didn't know.
And those cactuses in the game are edible cactuses that you can. We did research.
Really?
Nice.
Okay.
I like that.
That's actually smart. I didn't know that. I did not know there was such thing as edible cactus. I still would personally not eat one. But
Well, there's ones you can drink and eat, right?
So actually, if you go into the atrium and stuff, they have like soups of the days. They have cactus chili, so you can try it. Yes, it's really good.
Yeah, these ones specifically, you can. It's very easy to cut the spines off, and then you can eat them like plates.
Oh. Oh, I didn't know that.
Why those ones look like that, and then saguaro cactuses are full of water. What we originally wanted to do was have mini games for the cactuses, and that was sort of where the Dredge inspiration came from anyway. Is like, you're running through the storm, and then you got to do a little quick mini game to get your food back, or health, or thirst back, sorry. But it kind of changed into being the mini games, because we realized eating a cactus and having to do a mini game every time it just didn't end up serving the goals of the game, I guess.
Gotcha.
So we sort of repivoted.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, like the pivot idea. Yeah.
So let me go talk to Lucian real quick. Basically, what I've skipped over instead of doing my job is this weather machine is broken, and he has told us to go fix the generator so it has power. Now I'm going to go back and talk to him now, see what he says. He says the power is up and running. It's time to go get your friend. He said he went through the big storm, and I know y'all have a lab over in that direction. Maybe start there. So now this big storm that's kind of been looming on the distance is our next objective to get through.
Here's the fun part.
Yeah, before we were going up, Lucas was speedrunning and we were talking about this, and then we were like talking about speedrun tech, and then he showed us the way to maneuver through the storm super quick.
I'm gonna set a crazy time. Sub 3 coming soon.
So, man, you're gonna have speedrun leaderboards of this game before any PS2 game that I've talked with people a bunch, and there's still none out.
I was really wanting that to be the case secretly a little bit when I realized we were gonna have like a start and finish 5-minute game.
Yeah.
It was reminding me of like 2000 speedruns where people would just find games like that and just any movement they could find to make it faster. So this is the billboard. It kind of tells you some of the basic rules for the storm. You actually don't even have to read it. You can just walk into the storm and it'll bring you to it. We'll go ahead and get into the storm. The camera zooms out a little bit and the filter changes a little bit. And now these are things that can damage you directly, but you also have to keep managing your thirst and your hunger. I totally ran into a tornado there. So the other thing that's happening, they're going to see a lot is the lightning strikes. They strike the ground and set it on fire for a little bit since it's so arid and hot. I'm trying to run into it just for the purposes, but I missed.
There it is.
So you can kind of get struck directly, or if you run into the fire, you catch on fire for a few seconds. But as long as you keep your hunger and your thirst up and you don't get hit too many times, you should survive until the end of the game. So this is the lab, as we can see by our little indicator. We have a little note from Valera. I know I found the last missing piece, but the storm, it's just too strong. I don't know how I'll get it. I'll get it, let alone get it back.
They were worried that you were gonna die in that sandstorm. Just saying, by the way, they were cheering you on not to die.
I'll make it closer on the way back.
They're all freaking out.
I'll add some suspense. All right, let's see what this says. A torn newspaper article. Officials state to prepare for the worst as scientists have taken longer than expected. Ration water and food as much as possible. I can't read very well. I thought they were going to have me play, but to be honest, if anyone would like to download the game and get the full lore and story, you really have to look at almost every note to fully get everything that's going on. These other notes in here, we're gonna see are for this.
So now, the code. I'll let you talk about that in a second. Or for now, yeah.
We kind of wanted to build upon the note system and our minigame system. So this is my favorite minigame, even though it's just a simple, note put in. It's cool that you get inside this building and then it's almost a minigame looking for these notes around here. You realize you pick up one, you pick up another and that has 9. Then that one's 4. And then I think the last one, it's kind of neat, is a book on this shelf over here. And then once you have all of them, you get the full note here.
Neat. It's not just like text. It's actually like pieced together. That's actually really cool. That's a really cool thing. A lot of people, when you just get it, it's like, oh, here's the code.
So we felt like it was an extrapolation of like both the exploration and the interacting with the notes, as well as having a little mini game that you have to sort of do correctly to complete it. What's the code?
2694.
Spoiler alert if you wanted to play this game yourself.
Oh yeah. I was trying to show the C button is what I was doing, but I'll put it in wrong. See little red buttons. You can exit out and you can go find more notes, but we'll go ahead and 2694. Boy, it was a lot more work than you would think to code that. I know it wasn't me that did the most of it, but you'd think like a simple keypad would not be that difficult.
Yeah, how long did the keypad take?
It's ugly. It's so ugly. It is honestly, it wasn't even hard. It was just a lot of like, check this number and then check this number and check this and check this.
Like if this, that.
Yes, and a lot of like, if you press this, then it does this and this, and because you have to update the text with it, and it's like, it was a whole, all of the mini games. I did all the mini games. So bad. Fun fact, Unreal Engine has a widget system normally made for UI. Like the journal. Pull up the journal. This is Well, that's normally what it's made for. Menus.
Yeah.
I decided to do the mini games in the widget system.
I see.
And it was a terrible idea. Going back, I would totally do it differently and do like basically a camera in a 3D space on a 2D like flat plane. But instead, I tortured myself.
Now, here's the thing. Anyone that's a game developer there, I'm pretty sure a lot of you have heard of Undertale. All the dialogue's an if-and statement. All of it. All of the dialogue. Yeah. So if it works, it works.
And they all somehow work. I don't know how, but I spent way too much time. I did all the UI and the coding for the mini games, and good lord, so much work was put into those. Most of my time was taken up by those mini games and designing the mini games and figuring out how they were going to go with each other, and that was an experience that I definitely learned from.
All right, so this next part of the story here is, I'll maybe help a little bit with
No,
this.
go ahead.
We've got the GPS, and we tracked Dr. Valera to this train station, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, that is correct.
What I was going to say is we have one of the media students make a game theory video for their final project as a capstone. They have to make a game theory on this.
That's
they have to play it through.
Now, I'm curious, this thing on the right is the downstairs. Is there anything down there?
So actually, we made this map in our Game Engine 2 class, and we were like, oh, let's put it in the video game. It was a huge mistake.
Okay.
We honestly feel like it's kind of like out of it, but so we have train tracks down here, like it is a subway. And there's train tracks down here for a train and stuff. We do not have a train, unfortunately.
I don't think the train would run, if I'll be honest.
Yeah.
Just looking at it.
But I don't know if you noticed, but if you're running through the storm, you can actually see the train tracks going out and above the world through the storm and everything. So we thought that was kind of a cool add-in.
Okay.
Thank you, Casey.
I can't lie. The first time I played the game, I ran all the way down those train tracks to see if there was any Easter egg at the back.
Yeah, you'll just run into a wall.
I would have done the same thing.
Yeah.
I'm big into like any type of story. I try to venture around before I do the main objective.
100%.
Especially like as playing like Baldur's Gate right now.
Right.
That's what I.
Until you break the game.
Yeah, I love the open world aspect of getting to look at everything first, because I remember before I actually went to the train station, I took a look at the big fire pit first. I'm like, oh, what's this? Oh, I need a fire extinguisher. Okay, let me take a few steps back. So this is the only open world game, and I really like that aspect of it.
And we really wanted to we had to strike a balance especially because there's not a lot of ways to regain health except for like hitting checkpoints. We had to make sure that the pacing was right on that, but still let people explore. We were actually going to block off this part of the train station, but we were just having issues with the map. So what we tried to do is make sure that you can't get soft locked and make sure there's not too much space to explore. And then in that extra space, give you the water crates, give you the food crates, so you can balance. You know, you can see right here, even as we've been talking, we're at like 70, 50 or such. But yeah, we got a lot of good feedback from people that just like to be able to run wherever they wanted in the storm and see the mountains and stuff like that. So we tried to incorporate at least some of it, even though it's not the main focus of the game.
Now you're talking about soft locks and everything. That I feel like this game might have had the most soft locks in development. Did you guys have that many? And is there one that stuck out to you when developing?
More bugs than soft locks, right? Like things like people being able to get out of the map or the game just not working. Actually, yeah, there you go. Soft locks is during the dialogue. If you are running and you try to talk to somebody, there's technically an area where you're able to talk to them, right? That's invisible, but there's also a visible one that shows you when the E pops up, right? It's like if you're close enough, the E pops up. If you're running super fast and you jump and you on that frame right before you exit the thing, hit E, and then you exit the thing, you can't still hit E to go through because the way that we had it was you still had to be within that circle to continue the dialogue. So what we did was make it so on most of these you could continue the dialogue even if you're outside of the circle. And once you hit E, it not only pauses the game, but it pauses your momentum.
Gotcha.
Within the game. So you can't do things like that. That one was super big pain. But the issue, we tried to avoid a lot of soft locks. Initially, that was kind of like our focus because of that, and it would have other issues like because we would want the game to keep running no matter what, where 8 exclamation points would be on the screen at a time, or like Even though our health was at 0 and it kept trying to drain, we wouldn't die and stuff like that. So not necessarily soft locks, but things that break the immersion of the game, break that system and stuff like that, make it too easy or too hard.
So you accidentally made yourself immortal at one point.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
Several times. It resets to 100. It'll go to 1,000. It'll put letters in there, wingdings. I have no
Wait,
idea.
what?
Well, when the numbers get exponential, the computer really doesn't know what to do.
Oh, so
in Unreal, it lets it happen. Even we had a map that went out so far. And if you have a big enough map in Unreal, you have to scale it down, even though your character in relation to the map is the same.
Yeah.
If you don't scale it down, Unreal starts dealing with such big numbers, it will just start replacing them with other numbers.
Yeah, there's definitely like a thing. I played a Roblox map where like it's huge. If you get further and further along, all the textures start bugging out. That's like it's a thing. Computers are smart, but not totally smart.
I think it's a thing in Minecraft too. It used to be it's really famous.
Oh,
there was
yeah.
like an extra world. Once you get out, it doesn't know what to do. You know, Donkey Kong stuff like that. So more of that than soft blocks, I guess.
Yeah.
One other thing I found interesting is the you played with the lighting here. So like you go out too far left or right, it starts getting dark, and it's almost like the developers don't want you to go here. So kind of like leading the player to like funnel into this middle area, you know, not venture out too much, you know, without just putting a straight wall there, you know, using the lighting to kind of like move them around. Very interesting.
And we tried to strike that balance in between, like, sort of, like, natural lighting and game lighting. And a lot of those, like, houses we have, like, the natural light coming in through the windows. But, you know, a little, like, light on this note here that shouldn't technically exist, stuff like that, helps kind of guide people through the game without feeling like they're literally being drugged, I guess. Just
it helps. It also helps out because, like, some people have don't understand what's collectible and what isn't. Like, it sometimes meshes in. There's like really old game, no one's probably ever heard of it. It's like Finks the Adventure or whatever.
What games do you know, Carlo?
I watch a lot of bad games, alright? I experience a lot of games. But the collectibles are a pixel big.
Oh my god.
A literal pixel. And the game does not point them out to you.
That's like a feature though at that point.
The game sucks.
Like
Don't play it.
Oh, okay, never mind. My bad.
It's terrible. You deal with it's.
That's a map of Arizona, I swear.
You didn't pick Ball State or Muncie.
Why did we? There's reasons that we picked. So I'm pretty sure all the cactuses and all of the fauna, like all these plants, are native to Arizona, and the sand and some other things. I can't remember why else. And the trains. Something about the way that the trains. Out near like California, Arizona, we decided that this was ground zero for the apocalypse.
Oh, okay.
I guess I'm the only one that remembers. My bad.
I will say the train station was our hugest problem child. We had a lot of fights about lighting in there, a lot of fights about whether we even want it there, or like completely get rid of the train station. We definitely had a huge problem with the lighting because I spent hours on the lighting. And then we were having a lot of lag issues, and turns out it was because we didn't bake our lighting, and none of us have ever baked lighting, so we
You
just
had
ended
ray
up,
tracing.
Yeah,
You
so
had accidental ray tracing.
basically my hours spent on lighting just got completely deleted, and we replaced it with completely new lighting. So it was tragic.
We did bake it. Hold on, let me go ahead and show that because we did bake it into the windows over here.
Casey kind of dealt with that because I couldn't delete it. It was too sad.
When's the ray tracing coming for this game?
There's some. I was trying to implement some part of it for the sun like rays. Why was it going in here again?
Windows. Bake light.
See, there we go. So that's like technically. See, it even has a shadow when I stand in front of it. And stuff
okay.
Like that. So we still have some of it.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was trying to implement. I was trying to get like the parts of the window panes in and everything, so you can see those shadows in there. I just think it makes it look really cool and cinematic.
You know, all of the windows used to have something like that, and we didn't quite have it on all of them now. You don't really notice while you're playing through.
Nobody was looking at my lighting, and then they looked at it and they were like, "Why do you have like 200 lights?" I'm like, "There's a good reason for each and every single one of those lights, I swear."
Maybe I'll get in a little bit of technical stuff about this because it was kind of interesting. You know, we have this big storm. We have a bunch of effects on the screen. You can even see there's like a heat distortion effect there.
Yeah, I've been noticing that.
And I have that specifically around buildings. You know, so when you're kind of approaching a building and stuff like that. All of these effects, the ground is an 8K texture, and that's like all across the world.
The ground is wow.
yeah. It's like 8K, like several times, like over. If you zoom in as far as you can zoom in, it looks like real sand.
Wow.
All the way zoomed in. And same with these plants and everything like that, and our characters and etc. But we were having an issue with lag, especially on lower end computers, and we were pretty convinced that it was the particles. You know, big storm going on. I actually had some movie props that were tornadoes that were going through. And we're pretty certain because those were 8K and, you know, swirling, all of those little swirls were 8K things.
Okay.
We were pretty sure that was causing it. I got rid of those and a bunch of other things, and we got to the point where the lighting was the only thing, and the lighting was causing more lag than the rest of the game. And it was happening because when two lights are in the same area, they both have to bounce off of a surface, and the way lights work in a game is it's just a calculation. It's saying it starts from this point and it draws a line to the surface, and it says, how should I make that surface look, and bounce off of it. And the issue was when there were two lights within the same area, they were both bouncing off of that same thing, and it doesn't multiply, it gets exponential for every single one that gets added on. So even like 5 lights in the same area in one part of the map was just causing equation on equation on equation on equation. And I think we came to an okay. I think the game looks pretty all right. I think the lighting looks all right. Yeah.
No, the lighting looks really good. It does capture like that desert feel. Like I can definitely like feel like the heat, in a certain way. Casey breaking it down technical style.
I thought like one technical thing might be a little interesting. I don't know how.
No, I always love like kind of how like games are made and stuff, and that's why I like kind of point out like the Undertale fact, because like no matter what goes under the hood, if it works, it works, and like why should you change it if it works? Fine.
One of my favorite quotes from a game developer. And it's actually been, if anyone's ever heard of Pirate Software, he's kind of a bigger guy that says like the same thing. It's like if you have any skill set, you can make a game, because all you're doing is making an experience for somebody to engage with, and you can, with one skill set, make up for everything else. Like if you don't know how to code, if you don't know how to draw things, first of all, you can ask people for help, and there are a bunch of artists out there that want to work on a game, and a bunch of game devs out there that want to work on a game. But absolutely, I mean, none of us knew what we were doing at all when we started this, and I mean, I feel like any of us would be comfortable working for a AAA company, would be comfortable working, like running our own indie studio and making like any sort of game vision that we could think of. So, really,
we learned a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just get in there and do it is really the thing I'm saying. Anyone out there should and could. So, back goes.
No, yeah, going into this, the artist had the most comfortability with Unreal Engine, and then we had spent some time in Godot with the computer science program, but honestly, I was not prepared for either of them. So going into them, it was a very hard learning experience, and very quickly had to like catch up to things. So yeah, there was definitely a steep learning curve when it came to Unreal.
But like that's like with anything. Like again, you never know until you try. Again, this is why this is why I keep promoting Ball State. You are going to learn as like students and stuff. You're gonna get interactive with Ball State and everything. You're gonna get like all these like majors and all that. You're gonna get that experience. You're going to learn. It's a learning experience, and you're gonna mess up. It's totally fine. The amount of these streams that have happened with some technical issues,
especially the April Fool's stream. I mean, that stream just crashed.
I think that was your fault. But anyway, actually, it was Austin's fault in the back room. Just immediately yells no in my ear. But you never know until you try. And that's why I always keep promoting like this. And this is why I like love showing this type of stuff with like your game development and all that. Because everyone's finished a project. This is all student done here. Everything you're seeing here is made by students. And we wanted to showcase it. And I was like proud that Dan like reached out to me. He's like, yo, we want to do this. And I'm like, we got nothing else going on. All esports is gone. Let's show something else. Let's change the pace. Instead of seeing people battle each other out in a virtual battlefield, let's see what people are actually making in the studios here. And we've never done anything like this, and we want to continue doing it.
Yeah, I think one of my most hated but also loved things was working with the computer science scientists. I actually minor in computer science, so I already kind of knew like both sides a little bit. But it was interesting coming in from the perspective where I really knew Unreal Engine, but the computer scientists really knew Godot. And then it was like all-out war about what program we were going to use and everything and how we went about it. It was definitely interesting, but I learned a lot working with them, and I actually really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I was kind of talking some about like like anyone can go make a game, but it really has been cool to. I mean, let's be honest, like to have 3 credit hours taken up with I get to go make my game, right? It's almost like, not that it's like paid time or anything like that, but like it's, you know, and you also have like the resources of the other computer scientists as well as your professors and stuff like that. So if one of us needed help on something, you know, like I don't know if I would have learned Unreal as fast as if when I didn't know something, I could just ask one of them because they were right there. I knew somebody that cared as much, that was as involved, that had an answer and wanted to help and stuff like that. And being part of that sort of the community is super, super cool and valuable. So.
I had a question on the tip of my tongue. I completely forgot it. Do you have something while I try to think of it back?
Oh, I was saying we should probably get back to the game.
Yeah, if you want to, you want to showcase. We're gonna do the fire mini game.
Yeah, just don't die.
Things that dance. So we were talking a little bit about the widgets. And the thing is, this is like the way that they move. It's supposed to be made for like volume sliders and things like that is what we figured out. But we did find ways within like the Unreal functionality here to like, you know, this is a mini game. You click through things and it's, you can miss and you can't, and then you can click through. There's some interaction there.
It was kind of funny though because that fire was part of an animation I actually drew. So I had a full fire animation, but we took one clip of the fire and we just threw it on there and they made it shake. I thought it was pretty hilarious.
Oh, we're thirsty. Oh, we're thirsty.
Oh, no.
I forgot.
Oh, no.
I can show how it'll make the screen
Or-
flash and I'll lose health.
Or what the Ball State University Twitch page said, the thirt's going down.
What?
Because they put the T and S and flipped it.
My.
Oh no, not the thirts.
Tornado skip.
I'm dodging the tornadoes too well. A little backdash.
Oh.
It's always like fascinating to me, like how games kind of run in the background. Oh, tumbleweed.
Not gonna get me.
There's the railroad.
Yeah. It goes all the way through, actually.
Just don't die. You're stressing me out.
Yeah.
Well, I kind of want to see the death animation.
We weren't losing thirst.
Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna lose. Oh my god,
Right
no.
before.
Oh, no.
It's okay,
Sorry, we
it's
have a
okay.
checkpoint. It's all good.
I had to show the checkpoint. We weren't dying from thirst for a second. I didn't know why. I had to
Okay.
show.
Now, I was actually gonna ask that as well. As like how did the death like work in this game and all that? Well, now I know. Now there's checkpoints
it's,
and everything.
We kind of just wanted to make. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna talk more. We kind of just wanted to make. Well, it's not gonna let me pause in the storm. Make every like run from one checkpoint to another kind of its own survival stint. Like as long as you can make it from one checkpoint to the next, have your full health, have your hunger and thirst, and just balance the crates and the cactuses on the way.
Yeah, for sure.
And so a lot of it was all these cactuses, all of the crates, everything in the world is as long as it's not a randomly generated one like they are in the storm. They are all hooked up to another location, like way underneath the world, and so whenever you collect one, they go all the way underneath, and then when you respawn, they all pop back up.
Okay.
Oh, smart.
Neat.
That way, we're not like deleting them. We're not getting rid of data, which can run into issues. And then the other part of the save system is whenever you talk to a new person, it like kind of puts the token there. And it's also, that is how far we're in the dialogue tree. So our dialogue tree is almost kind of like that, where it is like just place the point in it, and then everything is like, have we made it to this point yet? Then open this dialogue tree if we made it to this point. And that's how the exclamation points work as well. It's tied to those checkpoint areas. So once you get past like the GPS, you can't ever really go to the pre-GPS without starting the game all the way over. And that has made it so we can't have like a save and load system, but I think it's a cool little experience to try and get through a couple sprints to the end, see if you can beat the game.
Especially for like a game that like isn't like super long and stuff. Like it's like you can easily get through in one. Oh,
we just discovered a new bug.
Oh
no!
The secret first-person mode.
It's okay.
Okay.
Why are we this tall though?
See, we were talking about first person, and I just wanted to show you guys how good it would have been. If
I get that. No, I get
Planned.
that.
Yeah. So.
One thing, by the way, they told someone just told you that you sold in that section when you died. Just by the way. But also, it's not a bug; it's a feature, by the way. Someone also said that. But do you guys intend continuing on this project after graduation?
No.
No.
Yeah, just we've learned a lot from it. But when you make your first game, it does kind of turn into this big old mess, like for the most part. And I think that I'm going to go back and fix a couple of the things, clearly, so people can play it more at mass. But I think what we've learned and what we want to do with the game, we've done, and we want to take into other projects, probably.
Also, we're getting jobs, so.
Yeah, Casey said that very beautifully, but at the same time, we've spent so many hours looking at this, and it has changed so much from the original idea as well that it's like a different game. This is like a secondary game. Like we had a first game, and this is the second game, and yeah, my eyes stare at this too much. I don't like it.
Well, we were kind of talking. We were like, well, at the end of the day, we kind of feel like this is almost a prototype for the like real game that we actually want to make.
It's just been a lot of breaking because we're getting used to like as a team with Unreal. Like any program you're gonna work with is gonna have a lot of issues. You just got to get used to getting through it, I guess, and then you learn all of the issues that program has, and you can I don't know what I'm trying to say. Anyway, this mini game.
Yeah.
We decided for like the last mini games, we kind of wanted to incorporate a lot from the other things, so it felt like a additive experience to the end, and people felt like they were getting better at it.
It's
Felt
like
they were fun skills.
you're kind of like doing this with the wires, kind of like flicking them, getting the spark.
And then this one up here will show.
Oh, there we go.
Well, it kind of fixes when you jump.
The machine whirs slightly from the newly found power, but something still sounds off, so we have a second thing to do here.
Also, I don't know if the viewers can hear the sounds from the game or whatever, but Casey took care of all our audio, and honestly, I was really impressed with it because like we don't have any experience in music. I guess Casey does, but I was expecting like, oh, you know, maybe it'll be okay. But no, it turned out really good. We stood there like jamming out to it while we were
Yeah, unfortunately, something happened with our system. We're not getting audio anymore. So if you want to hear the amazing audio they're talking about, check it out on itch.io and download it for yourself completely for free.
I tell you what.
Are you gonna put
it's really good.
Are you gonna put it on Spotify?
Oh, that's true. I should put that.
Milky Way did it.
I will. I'll do it now.
Here we go.
But yeah, that was actually an interesting experience because it's mostly percussion and then it's just a deduke over the top. When you like exit or enter a new area, there's an extra layer of deduke that meshes with the music.
Yeah, I remember hearing that now. Yep.
So like, there's kind of this ambient like. But then you enter a new area and you get like those Egyptian flute solos.
Yeah,
called a deduke.
It's actually
calling
very
you a genius
peaceful.
for real.
Yeah,
it's a really interesting oxymoron kind of to like the dust storm going outside and the nice flutes in the background.
Well, that's what we wanted, right? Is we want people to feel like that pressure of the health and hunger is always there. It's always going down. But it's an open world game. You're figuring out the story. You're running around. You're appreciating the sights. And you don't want it to be like feeling stressful that entire time. You know, we didn't need action music going on. We didn't need like driving guitars or anything like that. So I tried to find a lot of inspiration from like Mario 64 levels.
Okay.
Where you're like going towards a goal, but you're just kind of hanging out.
Yeah.
Other RPGs too, where you're like fighting people, but you're fighting a lot of different enemies for a really long time. So not necessarily the battle music, but like you're getting through an area. It still gives the atmosphere and stuff like that. So go ahead and finish the game here.
While you're finishing it, what was one of the favorite features that will stay with you like throughout your career when developing this?
That not going off the screen.
As much as I sound like I hate everything about this, the mini games, I actually did enjoy making those. It was a lot of a love and hate of like trying to figure out like how those widgets worked and like putting them in and trying to make them games was actually a lot of fun. And making like the little like, UI for the cute little pictures, like that was a lot of fun. But so it's probably the mini games was definitely my favorite thing to kind of see come to fruition.
I just did all the art really, so so yeah. Not all the art, but like half the art. But like I only really did art. I didn't really do programming really. But I don't know. I guess I really enjoyed doing the saloon. That was probably my most enjoyable thing. Oh yeah, I mean,
and you even like made a sticker. I saw on the asset you had like a little sticker thing, which was really cool. And it's even making stuff like this, if people like don't even continue on just learning about it and like just making something, it's a good stepping stone and kind of using it as like a learning experience, because you can always improve upon stuff. We're college students; everything can happen. And obviously you said you're going into jobs and stuff. Which, by the way, I'm going to remind you of the cursed shortcut of Control-Shift-Windows-Alt-L opens up LinkedIn.
I don't know why he knows this. I'm so sorry I had to hear that, guys. If you have 10 million fingers and you can press every button on the keyboard. Five?
Okay, look.
5 at the same time, Carlos. That's crazy.
I did it.
Yeah, I know you can do it.
But anyway, it's like it's good experience and just like kind of like learning about like everything in this kind of stepping off, like even like you'll probably think about this when you go into like something else and like learning about what you did for that, how you're gonna tackle it on for another big project, maybe for like an EA or like a Ubisoft, like stuff like that. It's a really like great experience, and especially like something I'm proud like Ball State offers is allowing students to basically do whatever they want, try stuff, make things, and just having that creative freedom to just do whatever and just test and being able to publish it and like being able to see it and for viewers to download like this.
Yeah, for better or for worse, just get out there and do it. For real, you'll learn from it no matter what. So,
is there anyone you guys want to shout out during your design process that helped you through?
Shout out roommate Miguel. Thanks for letting me talk to you. Shout out other roommate Lou. Thanks for the support. Shout out the other teams. Whenever we needed help, they really did like step in as soon as they could. Like we would not even want to go ask them, but as soon as we did every single time, they wanted to be as helpful as possible immediately, and that was just so nice to see. So.
Shout out Professor Sanders for always giving me a crazy face when I had crazy questions and helping me through my crazy problems. Yeah.
I was kind of a social recluse in the room. I don't know. I actually thought that was really funny throughout our entire thing was you can tell our game had like our personalities as well, because we would go into our little cubby, turn the lights down, dim them down, and you could hear from the other groups they're laughing, having a good time, and all of us are just in a dark room just
getting it, job done, working on it.
So I thought that was really funny.
Honestly, shout out to the whole team. Like, I think we had a great time together. Overall, like we had a lot of laughs and yeah,
a lot of late nights.
Yes, a lot of late nights.
It definitely felt like everyone like enjoyed working with everyone with like designer games. Like everyone seemed very chill with each other, designing and everything. Being able to see a finished project, see it through the end, because a lot of people don't do that. I failed like 3 games. I have 3 games that just never have finished at all because I've never see it through the end. And like being able for like having professor support and everything allows for students to finish it and gets a jump start in like that career if they're really interested in it, which is something really cool.
Yeah. Overall, it was a lot of fun. I mean, like last week, we stayed in there really late trying to finish it out, and we were sitting there jamming out to music, like singing together and everything. It was so much fun overall with everybody.
Anything else you have to add?
I'm all good. I got all my questions out.
Cool. Well, thank you guys so much for showing that game again. If you want to check it out, it's on itch.io.
You definitely should.
Yes, check out every single game. Every game we showcase, check it out. Give it a good play test and everything. They're completely free to check out, so there's no reason you shouldn't be able to check it out. Again, you can even check it out here at the Esports Center. I'm pretty sure these games are going to probably stay on the computers if you want to still check them out and everything. But thank you guys for tuning into this little game design showcase. We are not done with broadcast for this semester. I'm just going to do a little plug of things we're doing a little bit later. On Monday, we're doing something a little bit interesting. We're streaming a Nebraska LAN event thing of Rocket League. That's going to be pretty fun. And also, we have the high school event that we run every single year on Saturday as well next week. So you guys should be able to tune in for that. That'll be our last eSport event of the whole semester. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Thank you guys for showcasing every single project and everything. Really well done. It was really cool, and especially since everyone had their own different take on everything. You guys have more story driven. Someone had like a little like food, just kind of micromanaging game, then just a little fun party game. Like seeing a bunch of different creative takes and all that was a really cool thing. I'm glad we were able to showcase and all. Hopefully we do more in the future. So if you guys do want to follow along, subscribe to us at Ball State Esports and follow us at Ball State University on Twitch as well as on Twitter. You can find us at Ball State Esports as well as Instagram. But that's all from us right now. I've been Carlos Carcelli. Dang.
I've been Lucas Moody.
And thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you guys next Monday.
Bye, guys.